Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
Good boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Listen between two beers.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. We got 3 working hands on this screen, baby. We got 3 working hands.
And you know what it's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. You know what that means? Don't stab yourself in the hand at work.
Words of advice.
Don't take a knife and jam it into said hand.
Words of advice.
at
Wise
work.
words from one half of the
That's what I did.
flagship here at Love Wrestling. It is another episode of Between Two Beards. We got a good one tonight. We got our pals from the Ope-Eh 3-way hopping on here very shortly. I guess we have to talk about Survivor Series. Yay. But we're going to talk about Survivor Series. We're going to talk some AEW. We're going to talk whatever it is.
I would like to say, I drew more blood than the death match yesterday, the holiday bash yesterday. And
That's fair, but you didn't draw more blood than John Moxley.
No, well, I don't think anybody's ever drawn more blood than John Moxley.
Yeah.
Like as I hopped in last night at the end of the main event, I like really quickly hopped in. Boris said, John Moxley unnecessarily bleeds. I go, that's what John Moxley does. He doesn't have a rhyme or reason for the blood. He just bleeds. That's his thing. Him and I were blood brothers last night. It was epic. Sullivan's in the house. David is in the house saying this is gonna cook. I hope it's gonna cook. And then Pluggo of B2B says it was Marco's stunt.
Marco's stunt. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, Whodunnit. We'll talk about that.
Whodunnit.
Whodunnit. But yes, I am okay. Thank you for everybody that reached out. I'm fine. I made it to Dynamite. I hung out with Tanner Shep. I will say if I could take over the show for a few seconds here. Austin Shepherd. I want my championship. He no-showed Dynamite last night.
No-showed.
Did not bring me my championship, so I didn't have my championship celebration as planned.
You want to cut a promo right now?
I'm cutting it. This is it. I'm just saying. I want my championship.
No, hold on. How the fuck? Why am I an idiot? Hold on.
Because you work
Hold
with
on.
me.
Why am I an idiot?
And you deserve better?
No. Cut it.
Austin Shepherd of the Kicking Out Podcast. I want my championship. I showed up to Dynamite. I promoted a championship celebration, and I didn't get to celebrate. Now, I had a great, lovely time with Tanner, so Tanner's off the hook here, but I want my belt. And I need my belt, and if I don't get it, I'm going to keep calling the KOP. I'm going to show up every Sunday till that championship is firmly in my grasp. And you will be calling me daddy, because I am Shep's daddy, because I spanked that ass in them Kicking Out Podcast predictions. It wasn't even close. Take me off the big screen. I'm done with the shit.
I did that before you told me. For the record, I did that before you
Yeah,
told me. To take you
that's
off.
because
how good I am.
That's how good we are together. But
Unbelievable.
yeah, Shep was unable to make it due to some unforeseen circumstances. So in all seriousness,
Sure, likely story, Shep.
That's
coward's work.
Yeah, I showed up with a bloody freaking hand, Shep. I
From
didn't
the
decide if
emergency room, Pluggo gets there. You can't show up? Come on now.
You know how hard it was to change out of work clothes into
Come
regular
on now.
clothes and then drive 3 hours?
Unbelievable. Look at that.
It was like 2.5, but still, like, I'm just like, I can't do stuff.
You drove? You drove with one arm? Because
I'm still able to, like, it's.
But you couldn't grip.
Couldn't grip hard. I had to, like, be careful.
That's unfortunate. All
You're
right.
telling me, and listen. If you know, you know. I ain't no switch hitter because why mess with a good thing? So I haven't practiced. So we'll see how that goes. If you know, you know.
Fair. Pluggo, like I mentioned at the top, we got our friends from the Ope three-way podcast joining us.
Sullivan, it was not a butter knife. Sullivan said it was a butter knife. It was not a butter knife. It was a very sharp, brand new multi-tool style pocket knife. It was not a good idea.
I bet.
But yes, we've been on these gentlemen's programs a couple of times. They're absolutely wonderful human beings. The Ope three-way podcast that will be joining us for the first time making their Beards debut. We got Pearson, we got Brandon, as it says.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there. And like every Ope three-way
there.
start, Brandon's got a beer, and I do too.
Me too. Do you have a beer, JPJ?
I can get a beer.
Go get a beer.
Local Liney's.
I got the most local and
he gets his
picked up
beer?
in Wisconsin.
What is that?
A spotted cow, New Glarus.
New Glarus is pretty good. What do you got there, Brandon?
I got a little Leinenkugels. They just got bought up by Molson Coors recently, actually, but they had a brewery up in the north part of the state, like Chippewa Falls, for like 167 years. They come out with a fun new flavor every season or whatever. So this is White Mocha Stout.
White Mocha Stout.
White Mocha Stout.
Bougie bitch over there.
I am
White
drinking.
Mocha Stout.
I am drinking a Go Brewing non-alcoholic Smoky Grove smoked sour wheat non-alcoholic.
That sounds very pleasant.
By my wonderful folks at Go Brewing. If you want to get started on your non-alcoholic journey, go to Go Brewing right now and use that promo code Pluggo for 15% off.
Fair.
Help me pay for my hand insurance.
I didn't even put one and one together, but I am drinking. This is called Nothing Gold.
Hey.
By the brewery Bissell Brothers, one of the better logos in the beer game. If I do
It's a good
say
logo.
so. I'm actually
It's
wearing
solid.
a hat as well,
Nice.
which I didn't even plan on doing. It's just the best beer.
No,
I
he
have.
planned it.
He planned it, man. He totally planned that. Guys, he planned that.
He planned that.
Cheap plug.
He knew
Cheap plug.
what he was doing.
The whole time, guys, he planned that.
Boris, you need to watch Sandlot. You
Wait,
get on
has
that.
he
buddy.
never seen?
He's
the
never
Sandlot?
seen it. We've been.
I can't be
Never
friends.
seen The Sandlot?
I can't
Boris
be friends with him.
has
That's
not
my
yet.
favorite. That's my favorite movie of all
In
time.
the chat. First
We
of
love
all,
Boris,
drop
but
the
I
drop.
can't be friends.
Drop
I
what
can't
you're
be friends with
drinking tonight. Drop what you're drinking tonight in the chat, and also let us know if you've seen The Sandlot. What your favorite line is. Pierce, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Of course, I've seen The Sandlot, and I mean, the best scene in that movie for sure is when they all take a bunch of chaw and then go on whatever ride it was.
Backy, man. It's Backy, man. All the big leaguers.
Backy.
Yeah.
And then the best
The
line I would
best.
say is, of course, you don't know what a s'more is?
Yeah.
First, you take the mala.
S'more what? I haven't had any yet. S'more what?
It's
I just got here. How can I have some more?
killing me,
some
Smalls.
more?
Yes, famously, our friend and brother in arms, Big Bad Boris, has yet to see The Sandlot. He says he does have it downloaded and ready to watch. He just hasn't gotten around to it.
That is
Any
that
opportunity
is
I
unbelievable
can to
me.
tell him he needs to watch it. I tell him he needs to watch
Top
it.
10 sports movie. of
That
all
is a number one seed in a sports movie bracket. A number one seed, or the top two at worst.
If you're
At
doing
worst.
it like basketball, you're doing like March Madness, you know,
Yes.
then maybe you got like serious sports movies, funny sports movies.
Yeah.
One of those brackets is kid sports movies, and that's number one.
Yeah,
Has to be.
It's fair. It's
Has
fair.
to be. Has to be. My favorite movie of all time. I would argue, though, second best baseball movie of all time. But
Who's
I think
the- I can't remember-
I think A League of Their Own is the best.
I watched
baseball
that.
movie.
I watched that yesterday. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I just
See, I
think it
really
has
like-
the perfect historic element because it's based on a real thing. It's good baseball in it. It's funny because Tom Hanks, legendary performance by Tom Hanks, like one of the best of his career. And then it's like really well acted. John Lovitz is incredible in that movie for the 20 minutes or so. Like, I think it has everything you need. It's a family movie too. Like you can watch it with the fam, and it's real. Pluggo, go fuck yourself with that shit.
So we have a commenter in the chat who just said that Fever Pitch is top 3, and
One of the worst movies ever made.
Don't think I've seen it, so I can't
What?
argue.
Bother.
What?
Don't
But you
bother.
gotta remember, I'm the resident young guy here. Like
That's
I
fair.
am the youngest guy here right
But
now.
what are you trying to
I haven't
say
seen
here?
an older movie.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
on me.
What are you trying to say, young whippersnapper?
Hey, just because I like The Natural doesn't mean that I'm.
Who doesn't like the natural though? That means
It's a
nothing.
wonderful movie.
Yes.
I'm just saying it's an older movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Naturals.
Didn't know if you were trying to call me old.
Is that
'cause I
bad?
like-
Brandon, I'll
Listen,
call you old
I
to your
look like
face.
Santa Claus. I look like Santa Claus. I'm not going to be
I'll
calling
call,
The
it.
I'll
old
call
days
you over
three-way.
on Saturday. Me and Brandon, Pluggo, I know you like to hype up independent shows. We're going
Yes.
to an independent show on Saturday called the Blizzard Brawl,
Oh,
hosted
yeah.
by Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. Very
Where-
excited for it.
Where's
That
that?
sounds
At?
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Waukesha,
I gotta-
Wisconsin.
Somebody was handing out flyers to that show at Dynamite yesterday in Indy.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like, hey, there's a
I
show.
mean-
How far of a drive is that? It's
Oh,
not terrible.
Wisconsin,
3 hours, 4 hours?
probably 3, because I get the time back because I get to fly. I know that it is a big week in independent wrestling. That and Warriors making their return for tomorrow night
Yes.
as well.
Yes,
in
they are.
Chicago. But I had already committed to Dynamite, so I couldn't commit to going to 2 things out of
That's
town.
fair.
Yeah, so
That's
I was
fair.
like, oh, well. But no, that's all. Yeah, that'll be the Blizzard Brawl. That sounds like a good time. We probably will talk about that a little bit tomorrow on For Exposure. I mean, on Saturday. Shameless plug. We
Yeah,
got
it's a
Fernando.
big
We
who's
got,
who.
yeah, we
Yep.
got Fernando in the chat. He's Scott's in the house. Scott, Fernando, we're talking about what you're drinking in sports movies right now. So feel like bringing in Ryan says Boston Anger when I mentioned Fever Pitch.
If I'm being
Oh.
100% honest, I'd rather talk about all that than Survivor Series. 'cause
Listen,
That bad,
Yeah.
huh?
I am.
I've been waiting. He
when
told
we-
JPJ literally texted me
Yes.
and said, because I put out a video kind of recapping Survivor Series, and I said the phrase like wasn't the greatest war games I've ever seen, and JPJ says, "Oh boy, just wait till Thursday." So
No, what I said was wasn't the greatest is a bit generous.
I
what
would
I-
agree
Yeah.
with that sentiment.
I said that is generous.
I'm a nice person.
We recorded our episode yesterday. Shameless plug. Check it out at the
No,
Ope-Eh
plug
3-way
away. That's
YouTube
what you're here
video.
for.
No, yes, you plug is
Or
on much
YouTube
as you wanna
page,
plug.
YouTube,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. I think it's the lowest rated show I've ever rated in our show's young history at like a 3.5 out of 10. Like I was
Wow. Well,
very
let's-
unhappy with it.
Well, let's dive
I'd say
in.
that's pretty much the rating across the board, if I'm being frank. Well, yeah, we're going to.
You're being Frank. Are you Frank or are you Brandon? Which is it, dude?
I'll be whoever you want me to be, Pluggo.
Oh,
This is your show, brother.
That's the right answer. That's
Hey,
the right answer.
give me another one of these.
That's-
Let's figure it out
Yeah.
together.
Get that white mocha stout. Get a few more of those white mochas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
That's how you get invited back on beards.
Okay.
All right, let's dive into Survivor Series with Saturday night from San Diego, aka Saint Diego, aka a whale's vagina.
Whale's vagina.
Yes, sir.
My thing was, listen, I like the War Games match. Okay, in general, I'm still very pro War Games match. We talked about War Games and Blood and Guts and that style of match when we were on your gentleman show. It was a fun discussion. Go watch it after this. Do not leave. I will hate you forever. But I
We need
watched
the views, baby.
I watched that show, and the only good things that happened on that show were the non-War Games matches, because I thought Dom and Cena was clearly the best thing on the show with the Liv Morgan return and just how that match went down. I was entertained by that.
It was
And I
very
thought
sports entertaining.
It was. And I thought Stephanie and Nikki was fine to pretty good. I actually thought it was fine to pretty good. The 2 War Games matches were awful. They were awful.
No, they were stinkers.
And it was just, yeah. It wasn't even like, to me, they were just boring. They were the booking of the matches were just. It felt like they would just there was no care put into the booking of these matches whatsoever.
I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know if one of you boys down below want to take it.
Before we let him take it, I gotta say I don't know how everybody else felt about it. I was super disappointed there was no shark cages because I personally felt. Listen,
it took me out a little bit.
It took me out a little bit because here's my thing. That interesting wrinkle of the War Games match of like watching them interact in the cage and decide who's going to come out next, like, is fun for me. And then the women's match, we'll start there because that's what started the show.
Yeah,
like they took their sweet, like Kairi Sane milked that entrance while her teammates are getting the break speed off of them. And I was just like, if you're in a shark cage, you're not doing that. You're running right out. And so the entrance part of it kind of threw me and made it a little slower, in my opinion. Because I also said we don't get the CM Punk Roman spot that we got that last year when they did the arm thing. We don't get the Dakota Kai turning on Tegan Knox spot if there's no shark. So that intrigue kind of took it out of it, but that's just a small thing. What did you guys think of? Well, we can just start with the women's match.
Well, here's my thing. So I'm a big Terrifier fan. Love the Rhea Terrifier cosplay. Seems like if Rhea's in a War Games match, somehow right before it, she gets her nose broken. And she's in a mask. Just how it happens.
Yeah.
That being said, this, in my opinion, would have been much better as a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Because it would have been a lot more compelling. And I think it was booked fine. AJ climbing the cage, great. I love the EO wee spot.
Yeah.
But like, how fun is it when she climbs up there and then the heels aren't even like picked up by the baby faces? They just stand there. The baby faces just kind of watch them. Like they could have just moved back a foot and nothing, and EO would have missed.
They did a terrible job shooting that too. They did not do EO any favors the way they angled it because you could see that all.
Like, it would have been 1,000% more compelling. And this is obviously we're all armchair bookers. None of us know how to book a wrestling show. And
speak for yourself, Pierce. Wow.
Damn it!
Listen here, Pierce.
Off right now.
Listen here.
You don't question my booking abilities, bro.
Damn it. Anyway. So, you know how that match would have been a lot more compelling? 5-on-5 traditional. Last 2 members of Team Rhea are Rhea and Charlotte. Figuring it out, having to work together. I'm fine with AJ tapping Becky. That makes sense. Yeah. But the only real good thing in this match for me was Lash Legend showing out. It was a big spot for her, coming out last, and she proved why she's going to be a big deal on the main roster.
And her entrance, she took forever to get down to 2, but in Lash Legend character, that made sense.
Yeah, and I thought
that's her. She's just like she's milking the spotlight, but she definitely had a good showing.
Yeah, and I thought we talked about it last week, Pluggo. I said like one of the main objectives of this match is to make Lash Legend look like she belongs at the same level as the other 9, because that's arguably 9 Hall of Famers that were in that ring with her. In that match. And 8 of them are former world champions. You know what I mean? Like that's all of them, maybe. I think so. Like you needed to make her look like if you count NXT with Kyrie.
Yeah,
right.
But like
Kyrie could be a champion anytime, though, too.
Of course, So like you needed to make Lash Legend stand out and look like she absolutely belonged in that match, and they did a really good job of that. That's why I'm more upset because I don't think they were stinkers, but it wasn't like they were like bad. Like I wouldn't say they were bad. They were just there was nothing to them, Brandon.
No, you're right. And I mean, I had this conversation with Pierce too a little bit. And my theory is like we talked about Survivor Series having something of a War Games problem, right? Where it's kind of like how Hell in a Cell was just a few years ago, where you're booking that on an annual basis. And some gimmicks, it makes perfect sense. for an annual booking or an annual feature, right? Like Money in the Bank, you fight your way to get into that for a title shot. Perfect sense. Elimination Chambers, same concept, right? But you're, plugging the shit out of each other. And then now with the War Games, now what are the stakes in the War Games besides bragging rights? And what do you have to gain versus what do you have to lose? Like, I'm thinking, because they were talking, Triple H, I think, was the one who mentioned in an interview that you're going to see a lot of stuff that's going to indicate what's going to lead into WrestleMania coming out of Survivor Series. Now, you think about it from the perspective of you have all of these people and you have this expectation of War Games as a match, right? Like, it's just going to be like, you expect, like, I don't want to say blood and guts. I hesitate to say blood and guts because that's copyrighted by another promotion with a similar gimmick, right? But, like, it's, you expect more, I guess. And then when you talk about, like, the EO Sky spot, like, do we really got to do this every single year? And it almost kind of runs contradictory to my idea with it because, like, she's one of the best female wrestlers in the world, bar none. This is acknowledged everywhere, not just within WWE, right? But when we have her doing a predictable off the top of the cage spot every year, potentially risking injury, and almost like paradoxically, we have, I guess, all these other people who, and this is the kind of where you can see where they book the shit out of, I know they didn't book them great, but they booked the shit out of these War Games matches by including, like you said, surefire Hall of Famers, multiple-time world champions, all of whom are likely going to have a major contribution to WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form, we can imagine. Or at least they're going to be featured heavily in the Rumble. So we look ahead to those PLEs that really have a big, like, gate for the WWE in general. Those are, like, their two big ones. There's the Rumble and Mania. Now 2 nights of, what am I saying, 2 nights of Mania? But you get what I'm saying, right? I don't feel like you can do the War Games concept justice, especially when you're positioning it at Survivor Series after SummerSlam, between the Rumble and Mania. I don't think you can do the concept justice. You can't go all out with it. You can't really take too many risks with it, even though it seems to kind of warrant that by definition, right? What can you really do with it? You can hurt nobody before the Rumble. They're looking at fucking cripple Braun Breaker. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of shit I'm thinking about. Like, you can't risk people like that in a War Games match by going too crazy with it. Even though really, categorically, in a War Games match, you probably should, for the sake of it, for the love of the game, Mm-hmm. But that's my spiel on it. Sorry to take up your time.
We invited you on for your takes. That's what you're not wrong. There was some fun.
It's like
there was some fun spots in the women's match. Like, I like the beginning with Charlotte and Asuka being the first two, and us getting a good 5 minutes of them wrestling. Mm-hmm. I liked Becky Lynch talking shit the whole time, talking to all of these Hall of Famers that she's the greatest, and then ultimately she tries to escape the cage, but they're like, "No, we're just going to beat you up because we've got the advantage." Like, there was some fun stuff in there, but like you said, Brandon, at the end of the day, we're expecting War Games to be, a little bit more of a heightened experience in terms of it needs to have a little bit more of a blood feud.
It's a plunder violent match. It's not blood and guts is a separate thing. That's like an overtly violent. This is not that, but it is for WWE. It's one of their more vicious matches.
It's meant to be, you think, right?
And this women's one, it just didn't have that element to it. It felt like things were just missing in these. Like, there was nothing.
And the EO Sky spot, I kind of champion it to Kofi's Rumble spot. Now, if Kofi did the same Rumble spot every single year, we'd be like, whatever. But he does something different that we go, oh, so she can do the trash can spot. That's fine. But and I'm not saying do anything crazier where you get hurt or push yourself to a new level, but do a different, holy shit EO spot, right? Like, because what's ended up happening is now we have 3 back-to-back years of her just doing the trash can spot. But if this year she did this, and last year she's the queen of the War Games, might have hit a little different. But and they didn't, like I said, they did her no favors the way they shot it. It didn't look great. It came off a little wonky, but ultimately, I don't know. I would have liked to see them play up some of these feuds within the match a little bit better as well. Like, give me more of a tension between Rhea and Charlotte. They were pretty buddy-buddy the whole way through. But give me a moment of like, oh, which we got on Monday night when they talked about the tag stuff, but they didn't. But it was fine. I guess I don't know. I don't know. You're right.
When you see War Games, you don't want fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Exceptional. You want fun.
Holy shit! Like holy shit! I can't believe that just happened. Or what a moment.
This was just there.
But it's. I don't know what like you said. I don't know if we need to go back to 5-on-5 traditional and then one War Games match or both War Games matches. It is something that, like when they did War Games in NXT with like the Undisputed Era, right? There was a story there. There was people trying to take this faction down. It had all the gold and. This was like an all-star War Games match, but like you said, where's the stakes? Where's the, like, I have to win this thing. What do I get if I win this thing? I get,
right.
Like, AJ tapping out Becky makes sense because they can continue that feud, but like ultimately what about the rest of the team? What did they ultimately get? And we found out Monday they didn't really get anything. They all just fought each other in a tag team match and ended in a DQ finish, which I know JPJ loves.
Oh, we'll talk about Raw in a little bit.
We can put a bow on the women. What was the next match? Cena and Dom.
Dom and Cena, which I thought was easily the highlight of the evening. They do the rematch, we talked about this last week, and we both said, really, we were like, I think Dom has a chance to win it. Like, I think a lot of people were expecting Cena to retain. I think more people were expecting Cena to retain here, but we were like, I think there's a chance. I said they need to do something with one of these two matches. There needs to be something that happens because otherwise this is going to be a fairly straightforward, probably not that exciting show. And I thought this is where the exciting stuff happened. I thought the match itself was pretty good. It was a very, similar to an extent of what we saw in the first match with Cena winning, but the elements of obviously the girls getting in there and beating the shit out of John for a little bit with Raquel doing the one-arm power bomb and then the pop rocks by Rock. Like, I thought that was cool. And that was very awesome of Cena to be down for that, to let them get like their small moments in the Cena retirement tour. Cause Roxanne is clearly the future of the women's division. And Raquel has worked her ass off to become a top performer, at least in my eyes, this year. So I thought that was cool. And then obviously you get the huge Liv Morgan return. And they kind of, bamboozled us where she comes out and she slaps Dom and it's like, oh shit, they're going to do it. Liv's going to be a baby face. Then she jumps in Cena's arms and it's like, okay. And then she kicks him in the penis and slaps him. And then
crazy eyes.
Dom wins it and wins the title back. I thought this was, the best part of the show, guys. I thought this was easily the highlight of the show.
I didn't see it going this way. I thought we would see Cena retain and then he would put the title up at the last match thing, go out on his back. Now this tells me he's definitely winning at Saturday Night's Main Event and probably just relinquishing the belt. Maybe we get another tournament, but that's another discussion for another day. But this was cool. Like, when I actually told this when I did the post show, I actually said, like, my son was over at a friend's house and he came home right at like the beginning of this match. So I was kind of doing that. And I went and answered the door and I looked up and I was like, holy shit, did Dom injure himself the same way Penta injured himself on Monday?
Yeah.
No way, right? Because I missed it. And then I was like, oh shit, he's trolling us. Which the only crux I have with this match is since when has an official ever said, no, I'm not counting it because your shoulders hurt?
Yeah. If I can quote
that was the
Cody
only
the weirdest that ref tried to fuck on Dom.
Yeah, 100%. But I thought it was that's become one of the favorite things about Dom is how does he get through these big matches? What's he gonna pull off? What does he have in his bag? And like JPJ said, it was really cool to see the women get up. John Cena put some women over at the end there with Raquel and Roxanne. Liv coming back. Do we trust it? I don't know. She's crazy, but hey, it's pretty cool. Oh, technically, the boss has said you are quoting Ted DiBiase Jr., sir.
Well, yes, I know, but
Technically.
people know the quote
Yeah.
from Cody.
Yeah.
Ted.
But yeah, I mean, this was an opportunity to make Dominic Mysterio. Now, again, that we now run the risk of John Cena losing again. He's lost a lot this year.
But
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No,
though.
it's not a bad thing,
You know, he's won for 20 years.
But hey, Dom's
Yeah.
a two-time Intercontinental Champion. He's got Liv Morgan back. She's
Judge
that's a good
Hussein
thing.
immediately became a lot more interesting with her back in.
100%. And we'll talk about what happened on Monday and stuff, but like 100%. And like, I'm sorry, like, I think this did so much for Dom. I think him losing to Cena in Boston on that Raw and then winning that, I think it just does and Dom is obviously a guy that is, 5 years ago, nobody thought that Dom would be where he is. Like, you wouldn't even dream of it. And I think this
we've
did
had
so
our
much
David Flairs for sure.
Yeah. I think this did so much for Dom.
He got 3 of Cena's last 4 matches. It is a huge bookmark from the company saying he will be the guy one day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I'm thinking too, because like I was telling Pierce, I'm like, he had an interview on Impulsive about what, I don't even know if it was a full year ago, but he's talking about retiring young, getting out of the business before he gets beat up, getting the house on the countryside and all that. And it seems to me like with as much as they are, if it's just the company trying to like sweeten the pot for Dom and like really get him to stay, because they obviously, like you're saying, fellas, they see something in Dominic Mysterio to give him this much attention at the end of Cena's career, where honestly, with that match, if they would have decided to cap Cena's career right then and there, I'd have been perfectly fucking fine with that, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like that would have been a pretty solid bookend, 100%. Just to put, when you talk about, and I find it interesting too, because you have Cena, touting Saturday Night's Main Event on the 13th as kind of like NXT versus WWE, like, these new guys coming up versus the established stars. And the tournament's its own subject, right? But like, I wasn't really able to get all that hype behind it after it's really started to progress down and then the leaks and shit. But like, these guys that are going to be potentially facing Cena in his very last match ever are all very established. And when you have him making the night about the opposite of that, about building the young stars, about establishing the future of the industry, I don't know. Like that's where, like in my mind, you have Dom as best 30 under 30. If he decides to stay with WWE for another, hell, even 3 years, easy right in for world champion, WWE champion. In my book, like he's
going to be a massive babyface.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be a massive babyface.
The seeds have been planted.
Oh
yeah.
Oh,
the seeds are planted. They've been adding water on that shit.
Yeah, and he's got the lineage with the name, and he's got everything you want, and he's actually become pretty damn good. And
Andy's into that freaky shit where she just be slapping him in the face, and he's like,
"Hey, listen."
I had to think about that for a second. I was like, "Is she really gonna go for it? He's gonna take it."
Okay, he's like
Latino heat.
Yeah,
and everything but music.
Yeah,
which
that is how they've been booking him.
If they're keeping him heel for a bit, I like Dom's theme, but can they give him maybe "Can You Feel the Heat" or a Gangster Lean? That's just
well, he has his own, like, he stars in a music video. I remember the name of the artist, but it's like a Latino, like it's got 4 million plus views, I think, on YouTube already. It's like, it reminds me of like when Mystico was in a music video for his theme song for Me Muere, I think it's called. But yeah, it's Dom. He's in a mask and he's just doing Dom shit in it. If you happen to find it, it's damn it. I think
that guy was at Raw or Survivor Series, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe he was at Survivor Series, wasn't he? They showed him.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, if so,
they showed a bunch of bands.
I know the song is called what's it called? Sucio Dom. It's called Sucio Dom.
They showed a lot of celebrities that look at everybody who's here. But Dom, he's the man. Like he's the man. He's come like he gets the gimmick. You watch the interviews. He's doing the ESPN spots. He's doing all the spots that other people would have gotten over him, but he's cool right now.
Mhm.
He's hip. Like the kids dig him, you know what I mean? So that's part of it too. And then like he's come a long way in the wrestling space and it's working. And like you said, Dominic Mysterio beating John Cena twice now, right?
Mhm.
Once
Yep.
now.
Once.
Beat him once, but he had three of his last
But he had
four.
three of- yeah, like hey,
He had
that's
his,
a,
yeah.
that's
in
a,
his last
in,
ever
in
match
his
on
home
Raw.
in his hometown. However, that's the thing. However they did it, like it didn't even matter. Like they needed all the shenanigans to pull it off, and they pulled off a really good match there where it makes a lot of sense that Cena would lose that. And the only question I've had is that the Judgment Day all of a sudden seems like the fences were mended. They're all against Cena, but like week before all this went down, they were like, "We're not helping you ever again, Dom," and now they're like, "We're buddies. We get a match with John Cena too. We're in." So hopefully
there's more to be seen with that.
I hope so. I hope so.
Cena.
I just thought it was funny that
I got you,
JD and Finn were like trios match against John Cena in New York City. Yeah, we love you again, Dom. We're in.
Yeah.
You're getting these kind of matches. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So again, I thought this was a good piece of business all the way around. I thought it did everybody. And again, I have no problem with Cena losing. I have no. Yeah.
Wait.
There you go.
Please
Did
throw
you
a
agree
like
with
and subscribe if you haven't. Pluggo will take his shirt off if you do. I did not agree to that.
Oh, boy.
I could go tarps off for a certain number.
Okay.
Listen, I'm all for it.
Oh, the Ope three-way. Brandon will take his
What's
shirt
the number?
off.
What's the number?
I mean, it is getting kind of hot in here. I mean, could be my hat too, but you know, a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. Before we talk about this next match, today's point, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to drop a super chat, it'll guarantee your statement gets read on the air. You help us keep the lights on here at Love Wrestling. So we have all sorts of fun stuff coming up here on this very channel. So
We sure do.
you want to be here.
Yeah. And the next match was for the WWE Women's World Championship. It was Stephanie, as Nikki Bella called her, Stephanie Vacquet. Stephanie Vaquer defending against Nikki Bella.
Real shitty thing to say. You know her name.
Yeah. I actually thought this match
it was planting seeds for this match.
Yeah.
4 months ago.
Listen, I thought this was a good opponent for Stephanie. It's an established name. Nikki Bella does have ties to San Diego as well, so I thought that fit well. And I actually thought this match was okay to pretty decent, I would say. I thought it was a good showing. Stephanie can have a good match with anybody. So, and that's what I thought this was. I thought it was pretty standard fare. Like I didn't think nothing crazy happened, or I didn't think it was like, but I thought this was a pretty decent match. I thought it was a good showing. And obviously, I think going in, I knew a few people or a handful of people that really wanted Nikki Bella to pull the upset and kind of see how that went. But like I had,
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
My co-host was one of them.
Whoa.
Wow, Pluggo.
No.
I
You weren't ready for Nikki Bella?
You got some explaining to do, my friend.
I was ready. I did say on this show last week, though, of Dom and Nikki, the one that I thought Nikki had more of a chance to beat Stephanie than Dom did Cena.
The only way Stephanie was winning this match would be if Brie Bella made a surprise
Twin
return.
Magic, baby.
Primo!
I want them to do
Oh,
Twin Magic.
Hopefully not with that. That's top 3 worst theme of all time.
Shout out to our friend Josh Robinson, who did 2 10-hour streams with that playing nonstop for the whole time while he was playing video games.
Just on a loop for 10 hours.
On a loop, 10 hours straight.
You could just watch his sanity just erode away. Just the bag stop coming under the eyes. That's drooling.
I thought there was a chance that Nikki, and I'm a Bella, I'm a fan of the Bellas. I think they get criminally underappreciated for things that they've done in the company. I will die on that hill. But I thought if there was a chance to do it, that we could see Stephanie getting slipped up a little bit here with she fell for the trope of, hey, you're my friend, and then, Nikki comes in and doesn't heal shit and gets the win, but it didn't happen. But this I did say on Saturday was, I think, my favorite Nikki Bella match since she's returned. I think it was the best overall. There wasn't perfect.
100% agree.
I'm not saying that there wasn't a couple of moments here and there, but that's okay. I'm okay with a couple of moments here and there. But I loved the way Stephanie played it, where she did the Devil's Kiss on the announce table. She was very aggressive in this. She was like, hey, fool me once. I'm not even going to get fooled twice. I'm going to go in for the kill, and I thought both of them played really well off each other. I really was hoping we'd get some kind of follow-up to it on Monday. We didn't with Nikki. We got some looks like Stephanie has a new challenger in the mix, but I would like them to I would like them to run it back, to be honest with you. I actually didn't hate it at all.
I disagree. I think one match is fine, because WWE does need to go with some more short-term stories and building Stephanie up as a champion. I'll say this, like, I respect the Bellas. They are legends in their own right, but the way that WWE talks about them is just incorrect. Full respect to them. They were not like these trailblazing in-ring women. That was AJ Lee. Let's be 100% honest here. It was AJ Lee and Paige. And
I thought Nikki got herself good
from an okay wrestler to a somewhat good wrestler.
The give Divas a chance hashtag started out a Bellas match. It was the Bellas that started it. They held it down in that Divas era when they weren't getting any TV time. Nikki Bella more so than Brie was having matches with Stephanie McMahon in big time spots.
Yeah, but the chance thing started with AJ Lee. We can't discredit that.
I don't think you're wrong. I just think that the Bella twins did a lot more for the company than people are giving them credit for. I'm not saying
I agree.
I'm not saying Paige and AJ weren't a spark and part of this movement, but it was started with the Bella twins, and they did a lot. They held it down in that division when there was nothing else.
And you're fully right, but WWE likes to say that they were the ones who were the best wrestlers and did everything, and that's just not true.
WWE also likes to say that they changed their name to WWE just because they needed to change it up.
I believe
wrong. They lost to the Pandas.
No, I know.
I believe earlier this year, WWE showed a vignette that said Goldberg was the greatest WCW heavyweight champion of all time.
Sting and Ric Flair exist.
That's what WWE told its audience in a vignette, was that Goldberg.
And you can't understate.
They can always use that when he decides to bring up that they cut him off in his retirement speech. Hey, we told you. Yeah. We put you over, brother.
And you can't undervalue the mainstream work that the Bella Twins did as well.
That is a huge
they absolutely brought people into wrestling that maybe wouldn't have been. I was even listening, Natty was on Cody's podcast. I don't know if you heard it. She was talking about how today's women still come up to her and go, "Oh, the Total Diva stuff. I want to know all about that." So you can't understate that either. I'm not saying that the Bella Twins are by any stretch the greatest wrestlers of all time. I just think that we're very hard on them in an era where they stood out above the rest of the division at the time, and then AJ and Paige did show up, and then it really sparked this ball rolling.
You're completely right.
And for whatever you want to say about it too, and begrudgingly I say this in my own, but Total Divas and Total Bellas did open up an entirely new avenue of viewership into the WWE. It get people to know about guys like Daniel Bryan, like John Cena, even John Laurinaitis and that whole shit. It created. It introduced.
The less we know about Laurinaitis, the better.
I mean, I think we're getting to know enough about John Laurinaitis as it stands. So.
Yes.
But no, I think there is some merit to the Bellas being a part of WWE, and they both did at least attempt to shed that layer of we're just two twins and we're hot. They tried to become competent in ring in their own rights too. Nikki became more like a power chick, and Bree's trying to take after Brian in some respects, right? To what effect? But they were doing it, and they tried. you know, and
They deserve their flowers.
they took what they had and made it work for them and for the WWE. So
Yeah. 100%. What's
all you can really do.
I just moved my hand the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Probably.
Yeah, I
probably
see you're in
shouldn't do
some
that.
pain.
Yeah.
To get back to the match,
Yeah, go to the match, and then I want to bring up something. Go ahead.
if the Devil's Kiss on the announce table happened in NXT, I think Booker T would have had a heart attack.
Oh, he would have.
He would have died. Michael Cole even said that's the closest I've ever been
See
to
the
that.
referees waving over to the
Yeah.
table.
You just see a guy
Throwing
come up and do the X.
Throw up the X, like, it would have been bad.
Book's in trouble.
Yeah.
Book's in trouble.
Yeah, I think it was a good match.
Get the defibrillator.
They
Yeah,
were
it was-
kinda
I thought it
put
was
in
a pretty
rough
good match,
spot,
right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, being after the Cena match, I think if they went
First.
if they went first, then did War Games, and then did Cena and Dom, because even after War Games, people are going to be invested in that because
Yeah.
it's Cena's last PLE match ever.
Yeah.
So, like, they were put in a comfortable spot, but I think they did very, very well.
I thought so. And Vicar is just, I mean, come on.
And she has a great theme, Brandon.
She does.
Why are we putting me on the spot with this?
You don't like her theme?
It's okay. It's production kind of music. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, for better or for worse, like, you know, hardcore Holly in the 90s, or like, you know, just stuff you could pull out from a production truck and just slap it onto anybody, and then, you
That's
know.
kind of everybody's theme right now.
I feel like that's,
yeah.
Stephanie in particular stands as that kind of an
I
example
like
to me.
Stephanie Vickier. I'll never say an unkind word about Stephanie Vickier.
I'll say this: it's starting to grow. The theme itself is starting to grow on me a little bit, because it sounds like they put a little extra embellishment in it,
Donnie,
which is nice.
I hope you're watching. I hope you heard that.
Donnie,
Okay.
if you're
Well,
watching,
listen, I
we
gave
miss
an inch.
you. We love you. Come
Yes,
back.
Donnie is real to Wells Mania. If you're watching this,
Donnie is a real
Donnie's
person.
real.
There you go.
Yes, he's not an imaginary friend. He's not an AI algorithm. He's a 100% pure-blooded Canadian man.
There you go.
Nothing
With a
wrong
beard.
with that.
Also, he has a beard when he wants to. I think he might have a beard by now. Hopefully, he does have a beard
He
again.
should. Beards are cool. Exhibit A.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit B.
Mhm.
B.
What's that?
Sue
How I
and
Met Your
B.
Mother. When he goes, suits are cool. Exhibit A.
I never
what
watched
I
How
was-
I Met Your Mother.
You should. It's a great show.
It is great.
What I was going to say is we were talking WCW, and they hate Jason in the chat. Welcome in first and foremost makes a great point. He said, well, I don't know if it's a great point. That's what I was going to ask you guys about. He said that Goldberg, the belt looked best on Goldberg in WCW. Is that true?
I mean, look at the belt did
belt
look good on him.
The belt looked
Yes.
good on a lot of people. That was a
Yeah, exactly.
beautiful
That
belt.
doesn't make
Big
him. I
gold
could
belt. Hard
yeah,
to
it's
look
a big
bad
gold
on
belt. It's
people.
hard to look bad on people. But I don't think he was nearly the greatest.
In WCW, it probably
Yeah.
looked the best on him. But if we're talking overall, it's Dave Batista.
Ooh.
Dave
Fair.
Batista
Ooh.
wore that belt so
Ooh.
well.
All right, I like it. I like it.
I will throw Kurt Angle into the mix.
That's
I would
not
throw.
bad.
I would also throw.
I'll do a Scott Steiner. I'll throw Kurt Angle into the mix.
I would throw Booker T into that mix as well. I thought
Taker
the belt looked
looked
really
Yes.
great with it too.
on
Yes.
Booker T.
Come
Yeah,
out and it just be kind of peeking out of his coat.
yeah.
Like,
Listen,
it just looked
you're
great.
talking.
We're talking about
Yeah,
the- one of
Triple
the
H looked. Triple H rocked it a good as well. Look at you're talking Ric Flair, Sting, Luger, Hollywood Hogan. You're talking Hogan. You're talking Savage. You're
Yep.
talking like,
Kevin
those
Nash.
are
Cool.
Kevin Nash.
DDP.
Yeah, DDP, Kevin Nash. You're talking like those are some of the
Self high fives.
yeah. So and then it goes over to WWF, WWE, and then you're talking the Triple H's, the Batistas, the Rocks,
Rey
the
Mysterio.
Raymond,
had
yeah,
it.
like it's got a strong lineage, that big gold belt, and it certainly looked good on Goldberg for sure.
He had a great.
He had a great look. He was jacked as shit. He looked great. He had a
Mhm.
great look.
A big
But
guy.
that does not make him the greatest WCW champion of all time, because he is nowhere near that.
Highly debatable.
You can
Listen, we
top
need to be extra careful as we do work for a Canadian promotion, and if you
Yes.
say Goldberg too many times in the stream, Bret Hart shuts it down. And I don't
All right. Look at him. If Bret Hart wants
He's
to
gonna-
hop on, he certainly can. He
We're
We're
certainly
gonna make this like
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
And he's not going to say
He's just-
Goldberg. He's going to say Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
Bill
say Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
He'll shut the whole stream down.
Yeah.
Spencer will be mad at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gotta be careful
right.
with the Goldberg talk here on the Canadian
All
show.
right. Let's talk about it. So we're at The main event.
He sounds so happy.
This match was a lump of shit. This
Okay.
match was a lump of shit to me. I saw a decent amount of people online saying it was like look at to each their own, all right? Their opinions are opinions. But this match sucked. Anyway, men's War Games match. Brock Lesnar.
Hold on.
What are you looking up? What are you? Oh, no. What are you?
Yeah, we're gonna do it early.
Live from the land of chowder and pain, JPJ's losing his freaking brain. Boston anger, turn up the heat. He's got opinions with no defeat.
That's fucking
War Games
great.
match, and go.
Can I tell you, Jay? I just love chowder. I'm a big chowder guy. Just want to put that out there for you.
Hello,
Pluggo, do you
Mrs.
think?
Pluggo.
Mrs. Pluggo's in the house, the love of my life, the alpha of my. She helped wrap my hand earlier. She's the best. She's a saint. I could do this without her.
There you go.
And now, since
Listen,
we're
I'm
talking
like-
about-
And no bullshit, honey. I might need
Yeah.
I might need your help doing certain things later, like getting dressed and stuff. It's hard. So, and I'm not even
We'll need
saying
some
that in a
less
sexual
anger.
manner.
Look, I'm not. It's not going to be a sustained anger here with this, but I don't know how anybody watched this match and thought it was anything but fucking terrible. Now, first and foremost, knowing what we know now, condolences to CM Punk and AJ, because Punk clearly, when you look at the entrance, knowing what we know, he clearly knew, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And he grabbed it. Like, obviously, that is awful. He went to work, and I'm sure him and AJ were not feeling great at all that day. And they went to work, and I think that they did their jobs admirably and things like that. And that stinks. Larry had become a legend almost, I feel like, in the wrestling world. That stinks. That stinks.
Yeah.
So RIP to Larry. And
Rip King
obviously
Larry.
our condolences to Punk and AJ. That's terrible. Losing a pet sometimes is worse or equal to losing people in your lives, obviously, and that stinks. That stinks. But with that being said, I was pumped when this match. I'm like, oh, Punk and Braun Breaker are starting. Like, let's fucking go. I was like, let's go. And again, this is another thing where like the dudes in the match. They were all fine. They did their things fine. But this match I didn't get excited once during this match. I was just sitting there watching it going like, okay.
You
All
didn't
right.
enjoy eating?
You didn't do one of these things.
That started.
That didn't get your blood rushing.
That
That
started
almost
a massive,
war.
on Twitter
That almost started a
between
war
two of
on
our
Twitter.
favorite people.
Do we gotta play the video again?
No,
I
Who
will
cares?
SB3. Yeah, Riccacino and SB3 went
Oh,
at
they
it.
went
on
at
that.
it.
But I will tell you this.
Oh, man.
I will say this. I absolutely I can suspend my disbelief in wrestling quite a bit. I did not like that moment, and I didn't like that. Like Punk kind of just blew it off at a certain point. But you're in the middle of War Games. You have the advantage. And the ultimate badass on paper, whatever you want to say about him as a human being, is whatever. But Brock Lesnar's next. And you're stopping a War Games match to redo your theme song. And and Cody and Punk aren't like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
Hey, Punk got
come
into
on,
it.
dude.
He was
Yeah,
playing
and then
the
yeah,
song.
guitar.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, it's fun. It's a fun little moment. But it's War Games. It's supposed to be this battle, and then it's and then Brock Lesnar did what Brock Lesnar does. He came right out and just laid waste to everybody.
He came out and ruined the fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm just
He was the fun runner that night, and I thank him for it.
Jay, I
Yeah,
need you beat. I need you
Brandon,
beat.
we know you
West.
hate Jay. It's okay. It's okay to have a little fun. in
Number
wrestling.
one Jay hater.
Listen, I love.
Listen, here's the thing. We're going to talk about it because I actually think they did one of the first good things with Jay that I've seen them do in a while on Raw. But listen. Oh, and then, okay, so you have this match, okay? You have this match. Everybody comes out. War Game starts.
Yeah.
They're going back and forth. Roman comes out, and then they're going at it. All this stuff happens. Lesnar gets speared through a table and all this stuff. And then we have this masked individual. Climbs into the cage, black hoodie, black sweatpants, black mask. Can't see who it is.
Nimble as a cat.
If I can shout out Donnie again, Donnie knows that Brandon knew it from the cheeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course you'd bring that up.
Yeah, listen, it is what it is. Austin Theory, he's got a dumper.
Listen.
I mean,
full stop right
that's
there.
like I would.
We are wrestling fans. I'm sure we would be able to name quite a few wrestlers based on just butt alone, male and you watch it. That's the product. Like, yeah.
There's a good chance that was Nick Nemeth.
It's possible.
It could have been Ryan Nemeth. Could have been.
He climbed.
Could have been Montez Ford.
I did see a couple people throwing that name out there.
I mean,
it's not like they're doing anything else with him.
No, but he climbs the cage. Everyone's like, "Oh, what's this about?" He looks like he's going to go over here, but then he super kicks. Was it Punk? No, who did he?
Yeah, it was Punk.
Yeah, it was Punk.
Right? It was Punk.
He super kicks Punk, does the stomp to Punk, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's Seth Rollins. They faked us with another injury." Oh, and then he climbs out of the cage and leaves, and it's like, "All right, so we're not getting the payoff yet. Fine, whatever."
If it was Rollins, they'd just be jumping the fucking shark.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Well, and to be fair, like, why would he go after Punk when Braun was the one? Braun was laying right there too. Braun was the one who initiated that ass whooping that got Seth Rollins knocked out of the division in the first place. Yeah. So what sense does it make for Seth in that moment to help Braun tacitly by knocking out Punk? I don't think his grudge for Punk at this point.
Being a hater is more important.
I don't think his grudge for Punk at this point would go over his hatred for Braun Breaker.
I mean, he faked
provided, of course, that was Seth Rollins.
Punk. Why wouldn't he fake another?
Unless they're
because
playing
Braun benefited from it.
Yeah, I don't know. And so then that happens, and then Braun Breaker hits Punk with the spear, wins the match for the Vision and the bad guys. Fine. I think it should have been Braun Breaker who got the pin. Like, I think that was a right decision, having it be Braun. And pinning Punk, cool. Like, that's where Braun should be going, is for the world championship. But with that being said, like, I don't know, like,
they immediately overshadowed that moment too by the Cody Roman interaction in the cage.
Yeah. And then
they had to remind us, like, yeah, Braun Breaker won this match. This is what you guys wanted, but this is what we care about.
Yeah, and then Punk, like the three of them staring at each other, and then you see Punk and Roman kind of fist bump, and they look at Cody, and Cody's like, and it did nothing for me. I just thought it was blah blah lottie fucking blah.
That's what I thought. There were fun moments. I enjoyed the Jay entrance just because, I like Jay. I thought Roman being put through an announce table was really fun because that F5 through the announce table was clean as shit.
Yep.
I enjoy Brock. It's always fun to watch him murder people because nobody can do better than him. I thought Braun almost broke his neck, and
that was scary.
Yeah, took the air out of my lungs.
He's got some Cobra traps, so he probably survived because of them. But yeah, it was just dumb, and like an interference win for War Games. That's stupid.
And then, and again, like,
especially that loaded of a War Games too, like with that many, like, just heavy hitters in it, you didn't need it.
Yeah,
you had
literal all-star team.
Yeah, like it was filthy how rich that was with dudes that are just world beaters, and they're like, we're gonna do this. But go on, JPJ.
We got our pal Auntie popping in saying beard squared. Yes, tonight it is.
Auntie Collins.
Beard square. We love Auntie Collins.
We love Auntie Collins. I'll see Auntie Saturday. Sounds like I'm hanging out.
I got to hang out with her on her show last Saturday during Survivor Series, so that was fun. And you're going on this Saturday. Good stuff.
After deadline, we're gonna have hang out.
Well, Auntie, if you want to join these other beards on their show, open invitation.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. Making things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like, I understand drawing it out and like not showing us who the masked man is to make us all think some more and stuff like that, but it was just like you just said, like a interference finish in a War Games match is about as lame as it gets.
It
And,
felt
like,
very Vince booking.
Yeah, it just was. Yeah, it was just super lame. And again, this was still. There was the spot with Roman going through the table with the F5 and, Brock with the spear later on and stuff like that. But again, this was another War Games match where it did not feel like it really got to that level of violence in it. And I've gotten used to it more on like the men's side because it's more of I felt like the last couple of years, the men's War Games matches has been more of the storytelling War Games matches, and a lot more, the ladies would have more of the plunder,
Mm-hmm.
Tonight on Saturday, neither of those matches. And like, again, if you're going to not have the violence and the plunder, then tell me a good story. And there were elements like Becky tapping to AJ. That is the right story. Braun Breaker pinning CM Punk is the right story. But the stories of the matches were boring and non-existent. Besides small little, it was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just was really, it was a downer, man. It was a downer.
It was.
There's a level of expectations, and then it just didn't hit as well.
Boris is in the chat. Boris, go watch The Sandlot.
Watch The Sandlot, Boris. We talked about you at length just a little bit ago.
I cannot believe
Boris, watch The Sandlot after Between Two Beers.
Yeah, after this show is on tonight, we spent the first 5 minutes of this show when the boys came on talking about
Boris,
baseball movies.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Unbelievable.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That is a crime. That is a crime against humanity.
As a baseball fan, it's a crime too.
My word.
Yeah, and I think like we kind of talked with the title with a bit of a bow too. There's no December pay-per-view. Yes, we have Cena's last match next weekend, but that's not really a PLE. It's more of a Saturday's main event thing that they just got to do. So we don't have anything until the Rumble. Mm-hmm. So it's like this is your last big like hoorah in the PLE space. Go all out on it. Give us something. At least make it a little bit more intriguing. It felt like they played this one safe, which I'm going to go ahead, since I'm one half of this wonderful show, and I'm going to swerve it into and then Freddie Prinze Jr., our future boss, because I saw this
when
comment. he said he's going to start his own wrestling promotion one day, and we said we want to be the official podcast of the Freddie Prinze Jr. Wrestling show. So he might be our boss one day. But he said that he had a friend on the inside say that Disney is not happy, or ESPN is not happy with the WWE so far, and they're worried they're not going to make their money back.
Why would they be?
That's what I'm asking. So do you think that there's, because we've seen WrestlePalooza, we saw the Crown Jewel in September, right? Yep. Because that was October. I was with you. October. I was with you at Bound for Glory, and then we've seen Survivor Series. So we've had 3 shows on ESPN so far. Are they hitting? Are they doing the right things?
I can't say they are.
So,
not particularly.
WrestlePalooza, I know you guys didn't like the Brock Cena match. I thought it was fine because in my eyes, why would, even if Brock's been off for 2 years, Cena still doesn't have a chance in hell? It doesn't matter. It's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
he's never gotten a chance for him. And then the 2 matches, the Stephanie and Io match, incredible.
Yeah, very good.
And then what was the CM Punk, AJ Lee, Seth Rollins?
Yeah, the mixed tag was
very,
fun.
very fun. It was a lot of stupid fun. Main event was a dud.
Yeah.
Cody and Drew. Drew should have won.
Agreed. I think WrestlePalooza was a dud in general. I thought Crown Jewel was fine. Yeah, again, I don't think WWE has been bad. I just think it's been horrifically boring.
It's so people are
horrifically boring.
After 2023, 2024, Triple H sucks as a booker. WWE sucks. Watch something else. If we're going to say 2023, 2024, we got blessed. Those are great years. 2025, has it been bad? No, it's been pretty mid. Like it's a 5, 6 out of 10. It's still like we're still in a good era of wrestling. but it's just a lull period, and that's fine.
I just think
We got spoiled by the previous 2 years, I think. I think we got spoiled.
It's got to be the ESPN side of it's weird, right? So the move to ESPN is it's a huge deal. It's wrestling going into a sports-centric space. The problem that I think ESPN didn't account for is, one, the upcharge for the shows. So wrestling fans who love WWE are now paying extra to watch these shows that, while on Peacock, if they're on Peacock, there's not an uproar because you're only paying like, what, $7-8 a month for Peacock or whatever it be. So you're going to be like, that War Games really wasn't that great. But now that you're paying $30, because you have to pay for the special service on ESPN, and then on top of it, you're not getting those sports fans who are saying, well, I'm going to not watch college football on Saturday night because WWE's on. You're not bringing them in because you're not doing anything that you go, oh, like, I have to check this out. Like, you're living on John Cena's name right now, and it's not working. Something's a disconnect, and it could just be as simple as they outprice themselves, and people are just like, if I'm paying $30, which I know we used to pay $50 for pay-per-views, but that was what it was before. You're telling me now I don't have to do that. And AEW, they're going, well, you still pay $50 for AEW. AEW pay-per-views always seem to hit. And they always seem to pull out all the stops. I haven't seen anybody go, man, that pay-per-view sucked on the AEW side. But I'm paying $30 a month.
Donnie hated, what was it? The October pay-per-view.
Which I'm sure there's, I'm sure, if we broke it down, there's probably some pay-per-views that weren't up to those standards. But my point is, it's like that show that outside of the two War Games, like if you just took War Games, that's not exactly like a PLE.
And like
I'm paying $30 for
ESPN.
it.
I'm using a VPN, and that cost me, I think, $80 for the year. That's 3 months of ESPN right there.
Yeah, you got to make these dollars make sense these days. You know.
Listen, I don't blame you.
With my VPN,
like I famously have told people that I do the ESPN. I have it because I also I have Disney Plus and Hulu, and if you
bundle it up.
Yeah, if you added ESPN to it, was another like $10 maybe. So it's not really like I'm not really losing any money on my end. If that price were to ever raise from what it is now, then yeah, I'd probably have to make some tough decisions. But
yeah,
it's just I think that's all part of it. Is like the WWE, like you said, it's not been bad. The matches aren't terrible. The storylines aren't the worst we've seen in years past. I think they're just playing it incredibly safe. They're just like, we've got the money. We got the ESPN money. We got the Peacock. We got all the money. We don't like why
take swings.
Well, but that's the thing. They don't. They already got paid.
We talked about this each time. Both you got each time you guys have been on. They got to take swings.
They do. They
Short-term stories needed.
Well, I mean, we can say they gotta take swings though too, right?
And then after you get some short-term stories, and some fans will be like, man, that was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll watch Raw for the first time. Then they get hooked on a long-term story.
Well, that's what they
can't have a TV show with just consistent long-term stories. I understand WWE is basically male soap opera, but like you can't just have the fucking male soap opera be 1 year long story and then go to the next year long story. They got to do something in between.
Well, part of the problem with that is they don't do anything at the end of their shows to get you to watch the next show because the next show's on a different network. ESPN's not like, hey, tune in Monday night on Netflix for Raw to check. You know what I mean? Like, hey, or Monday Night Raw. Hey, make sure you tune in Friday night on USA Network for SmackDown. They won't because they just don't want to. They want you to stay in the streaming area. Me staying on Netflix for 12 hours a day is what drives their money. So they're not going to say, hey, go to ESPN on Saturday.
Right.
Unless they're promoting a pay-per-view, but it's just weird. Yeah, they need to swing. They're not swinging. I don't know what it is. I could imagine that Disney's not overly thrilled with the price point that they paid and the return so far because they're not getting new subscriptions because even the hardcore WWE fan base, like you said, they're going to a VPN or they're saying, hey, like Scott right here in the chat said 5 matches 1 million commercials in between each segment.
Oh,
and
it was rough. This
That's,
one.
that's part of the problem
it
too.
takes you out of it. It
That's part of
becomes
the problem too.
it's a stock car. It's just a billboard. It's just a money grab, and it's like you're kind of losing the essence that is wrestling when you're just like,
yeah,
go ahead.
and like TKO and their influence has taken over. That's because that's what it is. It's you go to a PLE, and unless it's one of the big ones, like Mania is not going to be 5-match cards. But like if you go to a pay-per-view that we see, and we're seeing it on Monday Night Raw too. I can't tell you how many weeks in a row Monday Night Raw has started with a 7 to 8 minute video of some sort, and then the first person's coming out at 8:10, and the first words or first match being done. And it's never a match to start the show. So the first words being spoken to me at the show that starts at 8:00 is at 8:12. Yeah. And then I'm paying $25 an hour, $25 a month for Netflix without ads. And yet I get more commercials now than when I did when they were on television, where they had to pay for the commercial. It's a joke.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
If we can go back to the PLE for a second, let's look at Full Gear versus Survivor Series. I think we all agreed last time you guys were on our show that AEW pay-per-views go too long. There's a lot in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
But let's look at Full Gear. Starts off, there's a pre-show match that bleeds into the pay-per-view, which is one thing, but it's a lot of fun seeing people flip over the ropes and there's pyro going off. But then that match ends. A minute later, next match starts. That match ends. 2 minutes later, that match starts. It was consistent action throughout the night that keeps you engaged. War Games ends, and then there's 15 minutes of fucking commercials.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then there's the vignette. There's like 10 minutes of commercials. The vignette of the last 3 months of why we got to this match. Then the match, and it's just match bullshit, match bullshit, and it's just it's like, okay,
learning how to say "we'll be right back" in 5 new languages.
Yeah, it's just like, and I just sit there and I'm just like, okay, like this is so formulaic that it just doesn't. It just feels like it's I don't know. I hate it. It just kills the vibe immediately.
It's the hard. Go ahead.
If we look back, what's in my eyes, I obviously, like I said, I'm a younger guy. The best wrestling that I've ever seen for like a week-to-week show and PLE's pay-per-views, 2014 to 2020 NXT, bar none.
Black and Gold, yeah, for sure.
Black and Gold NXT was incredible.
And what's crazy is Triple H was using that formula on the main roster, the 5-card matches with just like, but again, cash is king. TKO. Listen, TKO spent how much money to merge this thing? However it is, they're
billion.
They're trying to make their money back on this deal. ESPN's trying to make their money back on it. Netflix is trying to make their. Everybody's trying to make money back, and the only way to do that, unfortunately, is commercial breaks, ad revenues, spot. I get it, why they're doing it, but as a pure wrestling, it does kind of take you out of the flow of watching it, where you're just like, okay, like they do it now with like matches. They'll have a person stand in that ring, and then they'll go to commercial, like, well, championship match is next, and then the challenger standing in the ring for 15 minutes as we cut to commercial, then cut to a backstage, then we cut, and then it's like,
And I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H is pissed off about this too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a bunch of people on the IWC, which is, a cesspool, as we know, that are like, we need Vince back. Vince would never book it. Like, if Vince was back at booking, WWE would immediately go to shit. It would be so bad. Vince has booked one show in the past 3 years, the Raw after Mania 39. Do you guys remember it?
Oh, yeah.
It is the worst rated professional wrestling show ever on Cage Match.
Yeah. It wasn't epic.
Oh, it was brutal.
Oh, my God.
Just like shit about Triple H saying it was epic.
Oh, yeah.
$1 billion trillion.
It's weird, right? We're like, do we want it's like, which evil do we want? And I just think right now, in the Renaissance era that wrestling's in, where there's just so much of it all the time, and people are getting TV deals, like TNA just got AMC, good for them. AEW seems to be thriving. like it's at a boom period. It's just like WWE's kind of getting away from what made people fall in love with them. It's become a walking commercial, and it does kind of take you out of it. But what are you gonna do? This is the era we live in. You got to make that money.
Which I'll give Brandon this one for a little bit. Let's talk about this TNA deal. AMC is the weirdest fucking network they could have went to.
I don't know. They were on the Great Outdoors Network at one point.
They were. Yeah, they had a weird little shuffle there for a couple of years. Mm-hmm.
Like, let's imagine it's 2013 and they have this deal. Imagine.
Well, you don't want to see like
Ozzy,
Impact right after Mad Men?
Like, let's
Bad?
watch Breaking Bad, like Ozymandias, the greatest episode of television that's ever existed, and then it's like, all right, welcome to TNA. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the way I see it. Like, AMC is one of the few cable networks I think left that has a pretty dedicated viewer base just on like its products. Like, I mean, I think of networks like Comedy Central that's probably gone down the shitter over the years, right? And they've lost their IPs to like Paramount and all that. I feel like AMC, and they have their own streaming service as well too, which will be interesting to see how that cuts into TNA's if their own. I mean, TNA will have their own backlog to be sure, like Honor Club, Ring of Honor, for whatever you want to talk shit about that. Pierce, right? But I mean, TNA Plus will still have.
Show. It's not time to talk shit about it.
Oh, good. Thank you. I mean, I'm about ready to anyway. But anyways, TNA, no. I think it's good for them. I think they've thrived in weirder situations. They've kind of just done whatever they needed to do to survive. And now, are they on a weird network for the profile? Yeah, probably. But they also are on a network with a pretty substantial, viewer base on cable for whatever's left of it. And they're getting paid pretty handily as a result, too. So, absent from the WWE deal, which I guess is going to be eroding away now that this has been signed.
They said that, but that's not true. They're going to keep the...
Had they confirmed that that's not the case?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, they said it's going to continue. That their partnership will continue. So, I mean,
there's a lot of WWE needs to keep beating them champions.
I was going to say, like, if you're AMC, like, obviously you're signing TNA, but if you're AMC, you're like, yeah, I want WWE talent to be on this show every so often. I absolutely.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. Like it just is what it is.
How do I get I need to know because I have TNA. I mean, I have the TNA Plus, so I get like. But do I have to? Where am I going to watch TNA on AMC now? Do I have to get the app? Is it going to be streaming live on the app? I know it's going to start at 9:00 on Thursdays, so they at least have moved off of counter programming Beards for the first hour, which was probably smart on their part because we'd be crushing. But I'm interested to see how it'll
pay three-way here. So you got a bunch of Wisconsinites who are probably hammered in the chat.
Yeah, right. That's right. But good for TNA. That's awesome. I just bring that up to like we're in a boom period and WWE seems to be like, and Mark Cuban, former Dallas Mavericks owner, can't speak. It's probably from all the blood loss this week. At one point, I don't remember what he was talking, but he made the quote that he said, pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. And I think like WWE's getting so big at some point the bubble is going to burst on it. Like, I don't know if they're ever going to fall completely flat on their face, but I was talking about it with someone the other night where it was like, I was talking with Tanner when I was at Dynamite last night. The tickets I got for Dynamite like were reasonably priced and we had really good seats. Like the seats that I would have had for a WWE event in that same spot would have bankrupted me.
100%.
It's becoming harder and harder to get invested because they're pricing themselves out of everything.
It'll be interesting to see.
Sure. I'll let you go in a second, Ray. I'm 90% sure I'm doing back-to-back-to-back Manias. I'm not going back-to-back-to-back-to-back because I'm not going to Saudi.
But that trip to Vegas is not cheap.
No, the flight's going to be a little more expensive. I got a hotel lined up.
It's actually not awful. I looked into it. It's not awful, but it's not great.
The way to do it is single day tickets and then seeing if you can upgrade. That's what we did last year. Me, Brandon, Donnie all went, and we went from like the 400s to the 100s for a $20 upgrade. And then me and Donnie and his lovely fiance Marta, shout out to Marta, went out for night one, and we were in like the 200s, and then we got the first row of the risers, which is
that's not bad.
basically floor seats for like an extra $80.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got really good seats for a really good price. But and this is an exclusive for the Beards. I'll talk about this just on your show. If you want to go to Mania, the right way to do it is to wait. Do not buy your tickets yet. Wait for price drops, and you will get good seats.
Yeah,
That's the way you got to do it.
There's a lot of people I follow that they'll do day of. They'll go down there with the intention and they'll buy it the day because people are trying to offload the tickets. I just mean, like, from an app, like, if you're not waiting it out, if you looked at like the Mania tickets day one, it's like, not gonna happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's tough.
Look, see.
Yeah,
I think
where we're at right now.
I think Mrs. Pluggo looked it up just for funsies because it's on her birthday, and she found tickets that were like $290 a piece, and then like you have to get the flight, the hotel, so you're in at least $1,000 there for two people.
Thereabout, yeah.
And that's just to get there. That's not all the other stuff that goes into it as well. But
for two,
I mean, it'll be interesting.
Like, not good sites. It's like $280 per day right now.
Yeah,
so it's not bad.
So, yeah.
But if they're gonna give us shows like they gave us on Saturday,
But that's the thing. Like, I've traveled to plenty of WrestleManias, and you plan for it. Like, it is what it is. You're gonna be dropping money. It's a vacation. You're going. Like, it is what it is. But like, I would have hated spending the money that it would have taken me. And trust me, I would love to go to San Diego, California, and the baseball field aesthetic I love personally. Like, I would love to have been there, but I would have hated spending the money it would have taken me to get there and then sat there and got that show. And I would have been like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You give me this.
Fully agree.
You know what I mean? And like, that is, but I feel, especially, with the big events lately, I feel like I leave those shows feeling more like I did on Saturday than I have the previous, towards the beginning of the year when I thought they were still doing pretty decent. I don't know. I just feel like I think Pluggo nailed the word. I think it's just safe. They got their rotation of main event guys. It's been the same 6 or 7 guys for 2-3 years. There's no new blood in it. There's nothing. Hopefully the Braun Breaker situation leads to, and I think that's part of the reason why he's getting so over. And they're trying to make him be a bad guy here. I don't think everybody's going to be booing him when he fights Punk. I don't.
He should
not at all.
And he should kill Punk and win the fucking title.
Current odds have him to win the Rumble. Fuck that. Have him win the title at day one.
He should win the title when he fights him.
January 5th, right?
Should.
He's not going to. They'll do it at Mania. He's not going to. He'll
do some shenanigans.
Lose that. He'll win the Rumble, and then they'll do the rematch at Mania because that's what they do.
They're doing the safe route. What's the point of watching all these other shows besides fucking the Rumble and Mania then? There's no point to it.
That's what they want you to watch because of ESPN, like that, and that's where we are. Sadly, it's like, and I feel like we're just kind of stuck in this rut.
At least with the World Heavyweight title, so we had Gunther win, we had Punk win at Saturday Night's Main Event, Gunther won it on Raw, Jay won it at Mania. There's been a lot of title changes for that title, but the WWE title, they need to fucking put it. I'm not saying Cody's bad champion. I love Cody as champion.
Yeah, no, of course.
But they need to give him
another
defined rival, and they need to add some spice to what is categorically the worst show on wrestling TV right now on SmackDown.
Yeah, and Brandon, I'll let you go. How long are we going to wait for Randy Orton to fucking RKO Cody Rhodes?
I mean, they got nothing for him in writing. It's real easy. Scribble that shit in. Randy Orton out of nowhere. Boom.
2 years.
Like it literally, Cody's best feud and story is right there for you. And then after the show, we get the report that the plan for WrestleMania 32 is WrestleMania this year and next year in Vegas is Cody and Roman again. Why?
Well, that's the thing. They're talking about leading into Mania, and you talk about the theme of being safe with all your stars. Roman, they want to put him in that spot. This is what I'm afraid of, is like they're adopting this strategy where like they got your money, So they're just going to put the guys in, far future scenarios where like now you've got both Cody and Punk who are both kind of affected. It's kind of like, it reminds me of when Taker won the Rumble and then he's eyeing down Cena, Batista, Bobby, and it's all a matter of who he chooses. I feel like that's the same with Roman right now, especially when you consider on the post show for Survivor Series, when you have guys like Big E who are talking like Roman Reigns is effectively transcendent of the world title. He's bigger than the Royal Rumble. He's at a point in his career now where he can just call a fucking shot and it's there for him. So now I'm like, people are talking Roman Punk would be a huge match if Seth Rollins is truly out of the equation, right? And you've got that run back from last year's WrestleMania. Two huge names in the industry, one holding the title, one who could be champion at any time, and that would make money, right? Same thing with Roman Cody. Like, people love their threes, right? We love our threes. Pierce, we've got in the podcast name, but like, it's like do we need Roman Cody 3?
No.
Debatable.
But not this year.
Not
right?
yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this year. You could do that 2 or 3 years from now, and I think it would.
Right.
You could do that even not next year, but 2027. Do it in Saudi. You can do that a year or two down the line, and it will have way more juice because we haven't just seen it. Literally happened 2 Manias in a row, a year and a half. Like,
yeah,
you
back to backs. Yeah.
No.
Has anybody done that? 3 straight Manias?
3 straight Manias of main event or just matches?
The same match? No, I don't think so. They've gone back to back, but not 3 in a row.
No,
But this would be 3 out of 4, which is again, it's just not. Again,
which really
it's excessive.
It's 4 out of 5 because one of those Manias they went back to back on main events.
Yeah.
Like
So
they did
it's
Mania 40. They were in both main events for the show.
Yeah, they were in the Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I just look at it and I go, when are we gonna get I joked around on Twitter when I heard that report and I quote tweeted and I said, I'll take an original idea for 1,000, Alex. What the hell, man? It's unbelievable.
Why would you need to be creative when you've got money?
Kind of fuck them.
Yes, and that I understand. The injury,
the guaranteed main event that should be happening is Seth and Roman finally getting a one-on-one with no shenanigans and bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you get a major injury like that potentially can take somebody out through Mania. That
what are you talking about? He's the guy that curb stomped Punk at that one.
We'll have to wait and find out. I don't think it is.
Cage with a fucked up shoulder like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that is, but and that's unfortunate. And obviously that threw a major wrench into their plans. But at the same time, it's again, you just need they need fresh faces. They need fresh faces, and this is where it kind of turns into Raw. Because we had this tournament, we had the finals, or the semifinals. I'm sorry,
the young upstarts.
This tournament started, and they showed the bracket, and there were guys in there that I liked. I have kind of been on the Gunther being the guy trained with Cena's last match since the whole thing was. I'm like, Gunther is that guy to me. I understand he's older, he's not a young gun, he is established, which I get. But listen, they have them. I was losing my mind on Raw because I'm like, they're gonna fucking give us Gunther and Jey Uso again, and I'm gonna black out. I'm gonna black out, and that's not an anti-Jey thing. I'm not. I'm not. Jey does
5 matches this year.
Yeah, Jey does nothing for me, but I'm not anti-Jey. I'm not anti-Jey. But I was looking there and I go, I swear to Christ that I was like, LA Knight better win this match. He better win this match because if it is Jey Uso and Gunther, why are we even trying? Are we even trying?
Right.
And luckily, the way they did it, I actually enjoyed the match between Jey and LA Knight. I thought it was pretty good, and I thought the ending was good, and it surprised me because I was like, he hit the spear. I'm like, he's just gonna win, and they're gonna run this shit back, and I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this.
Never do one of these.
Yeah. And then, I thought they were going to do that with my my brain. And then they did the rollover pin, and I was like, oh my God, all right. Not that I'm like overly excited about, like, I think LA Knight, it's a match we haven't seen yet, which is why I'm excited. I'm like, oh, all right, that's a new match.
And realistically, it's a very unpredictable match. Like, you could say Gunther's lost, maybe to 6 people since he's joined WWE. And he's been, I think he's like, realistically, if we're talking greatest wrestlers in the world, he's in the top 3 right now.
He's unbelievable.
But now that you have LA Knight, who is somebody who really could use the rub, it adds that. I think Gunther should still probably win, but I would be, in my eyes, I'd probably be happier if LA Knight won.
Okay, you look like you got something.
Well, I was just surprised that we haven't done this yet, Could you imagine, set the scene, it's Cena's last main event, it's last match of all time, super serious moment. Jey Uso starts hitting one of these, and then we do this.
Hello. Hate you.
I'm surprised we haven't done that yet.
Start a show. We haven't thought about doing that. We'll be like, we'll get into it, and then we'll just go, oh, wait.
Yeah, we haven't thought about it till just now. That's all. I just wanted to push buttons.
No, it's fine. But I mean, what do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
LA Knight,
I'm pro LA Knight, by the way.
I'm pro LA. I'm trying to figure out how to say this I'm trying to say this without taking shots at Gunther, because we all know how good he is. We all know how fantastic he is. I just didn't.
Yeah, don't take shots at him. You'll get chopped, and that'll hurt.
Listen, I tell the story all the time. When we interviewed him, I stumbled. I couldn't do it. He was so scary looking. We got to start over. I literally had to go roll it again.
You had to do one of these.
Yeah, I was like, hey, start over. But because this tournament was meant to give opportunities, and that's what Cena said. He's trying to give opportunities, like I got ruthless aggression, up and coming, and of the 2 people in the finals, LA Knight needs that rub a little bit more than say Gunther does. But Gunther could then say he retired Goldberg and John Cena all in the same year.
And if they do it right and LA Knight wins, this again, armchair booker.
Is he going out on his back?
I'm gonna armchair book. LA Knight wins.
Okay.
LA Knight beats Cena, and we don't have Mark Henry's. I love Mark Henry, but we don't have his idea of Joe Hendry coming out and laying down.
Yeah. I just know that they didn't. I don't think they gave the up and comers the spot, because that puts them in a weird position where it's like, if Ope-Eh, and I've said this a few times, if Ope-Eh beats John Cena and wins the tournament, goes to the tournament, gets the last match, we wasted John Cena's last match on Ope-Eh. You know what I mean? If Ope doesn't pan out on the main roster, then you're like, they're playing it safe, though. They're saying Gunther's going to be he's bulletproof, right? LA Knight, to an extent, is bulletproof, right? Like, if they have a match with Cena and then things don't happen, it is what it is. But like, if they did it to Carmelo Hayes and then all of a sudden he flames out, like, we wasted.
Or Javon would be great.
Yeah, exactly. So they're playing it safe. It'll probably be a fine match. I just don't necessarily know how it ends.
If you find bearded men will indulge me on some armchair booking. LA Knight wins, beats Cena. Braun beats Punk right away. LA Knight wins the Rumble. Braun and LA Knight, with LA Knight winning the world title finally at Mania. I think that's the right way to go.
I don't think they view LA Knight as that type of guy.
They should.
I agree.
And not this year.
But like, I don't know. To me, the way they just book stuff, like I refuse to believe it's going to be anybody but Roman in one of those main events. Cody, like it's just those guys. I just feel like it's going to be very hard to break into that atmosphere to get a main event from one of those guys.
Which on top of that, women should probably get a main event this year.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. They're clearly gonna. I feel like they're clearly going. I don't think it'll be for a title or anything, but they're clearly going the AJ Becky route. That will have that's a huge match for the ladies at Mania. I don't know the health of Bianca Belair, but if you're telling me right now, I would have Bianca Belair win the Women's Rumble and go right after Jade at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
That's as easy as it gets
That's
to
solid.
me. And that to me is if you book it right with those two, that could be a night, a main event of whatever you want to do. Rhea versus whoever. I mean, Rhea,
Stephanie.
arguably, Rhea and Stephanie. If you want to do that, that could be Rhea still to this day probably gets arguably a top 2 pop of anybody in the company every week. If not the biggest.
It is
like
wild.
She is.
The music gets drowned out.
Yeah. She is arguably the biggest star in the company. So there's ways you can do it. When it comes to the men specifically, it feels like they just have their 4 or 5 guys and they're just not getting away from those 4 or 5. Like those are the guys. At some point you're going to have to, I would think. But like we're going to go to our 4th or 5th WrestleMania in a row where you're going to have 2 main events and the people in them are going to be Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Well, Punk's only been around but Cody Rhodes, Roman, Rollins might be injured, but if he's not, it's going to be Rollins, Punk.
Maybe ringside.
Yeah, it's the same guys. Always. Maybe Jay now. But there's nothing new. And I just hope that we can kind of break in that because, again, it's been and then we have the what I did like about Raw. And again, I like the semifinal. I actually thought Solo and Gunther put on a way better match.
It was great. It was a Haas fest. It's a Haas fest.
Had a lot actually, and obviously Gunther winning is the right decision there. I personally, even though WWE is going to tell us all that was the plan the whole time, I call bullshit. That was going to be Gunther and Penta, in my opinion. It hurt. I don't think they were planning on doing Gunther versus Solo in a semifinal, but they made that work, and that match was great. And then the ending of Raw, not the DQ finish, because that match was really fucking good, and that was a good tag match, and you could have done and I'm not saying bullshit as a negative, because I actually liked what they did after, a lot, actually, but you could have done all that nonsense after you had a clear winner in that tag match. You could have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, another great main event on Raw that is ruined by a disqualification because that's what we do 90% of the time. But then all the stuff they did after, I loved the focus on the women's tag titles. They had 4 or 5 different teams. I feel like they're heading towards a fatal 4-way of sorts for the women's title. I feel like that's what they were building there with those teams.
We should do that.
Which I very much liked. I love the focus. I love the focus of Liv Morgan in the Judgment Day standing tall. I loved Roxanne kind of handing the belt to Liv and Liv going, no, you know what? There you go, pal. Like, you go. I'm going to go for the world title. And, I just loved everything they did. Bayley and Lyra, Rhea and Io, Charlotte and Alexa, the Kabuki Warriors. Now you have the Judgment Day. They just set up Raw's women's tag division with 5 teams that if you keep those people together, if you keep Rhea and Io together until we get past the Rumble and then we start going towards Mania, that is a division that I want to see main eventing Raws. Give me that for the next 2 months until we get to where we need to go. Go ahead.
That's only the main roster too. Like you've got female teams down in NXT too, who you could easily throw into that picture, considering it's defended across all 3 brands still, I believe.
Yep.
I mean,
So
that's what they say.
Yeah. So they do say that,
and they didn't.
I think they still say that.
This segment didn't even include Lash and Nia. That's another formidable team that you can throw in there. I just think they did a really, really good job. Again, bullshit finish aside, give me a fucking winner. But bullshit finish aside, I thought they did a tremendous job in that ending segment, building intrigue to the women's tag titles, which it feels like they were on good champions with our big names with Alexa and Charlotte, and now the Kabuki Warriors, and they're a focus. Like, you got good champions, you got good teams with actual top of the company type stars in them. Like,
women's tag team wrestling is killing it.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
then in AEW, they're doing
Yeah.
good shit too
They're killing
with
it
the
too.
women, which we'll dive
Mhm.
into AEW for a little bit here in a few minutes.
Babes
but
of Wrath for Champions is going to throw. that out
I
there.
fully agree. That's who I actually think they're going to do it, and they're going to win.
They might do it.
The fact
I
that
hope so.
yeah, and I tell you one other quick thing that I loved about Raw. I mean, again, the finish to the men's tag match with the springboard into the Styles Clash. I mean,
Awesome.
what are we doing?
Oh, that was top notch.
That was incredible. I loved the vignette with Maxine and Natty.
Getting
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Natty Neidhart. We're not
Loved
getting
it.
Natalia.
Yes.
Well, we're still gonna get Italian, but we got low-key Legend in the dungeon, son. You
Yeah.
know they're not ready to unleash that onto the world.
I popped for
They
the
definitely
singlet.
they
I
teased
popped
it.
like a bitch
I
for the
saw-
singlet.
Low Key Legends' first match at Bloodsport this year.
Hell yeah.
Live.
Hell
And
yeah.
it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's coming. I love what they're doing with Maxine. I really do. I thought Becky, Becky doing what she did for Maxine, and Maxine getting better and putting the work in and
Yeah.
getting to that point, and then and I love how she won the title. And last week on Raw, she was like, I'm going to be a fighting champion, but I know I need to get better to hold this and keep this. And I'm going to go where I need to go. And I'm going to go to Natty, who I've been working with. And then just Natty being that savage and just, oh my God.
Yes,
Like
sir.
I was just
Yeah.
like, let's go. Give me a month of these vignettes. Truly.
hmm
Give me a month
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
And then
Very much.
eventually, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I would say very much needed for both. Like, I don't know. I'm glad what they're doing with Maxine. Like, I was kind of doubtful how she'd turn out, but then just to see her progress and how she's improved as a wrestler, and now that she's Intercontinental Champion, I was saying this to Pierce too. Like, Becky was great as an Intercontinental Champion. She brought a lot of eyes to the title, a shit ton of prestige. But Maxine getting this upset, I thought could go like one of two ways. But I feel like it gave a shot in the arm to the women's mid-card division when you have gals like Ivy Nile coming up to Maxine. You have like Roxanne Perez in the mix.
Yep.
They're showing that they're ready to invest in that title. They're wanting to keep that momentum going that they've built with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's just a lot of good stuff on Raw pertaining, obviously the women's world title is in very good hands with Becerra, right? But it's good to see that they're also scaffolding with the Intercontinental and the tag team titles for the women on Raw. And they're making both of those divisions out to be very strong in their own right.
100%.
100%. And then they're continuing to build on Maxine as a character too, like making her someone you can get behind, someone who's got the grit, who's building it up. She's kind of like, she gives me like Little Mac vibes. You know what I mean? Like she just goes through the circuits and she starts here and she just kind of works her way up to,
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool to see. It's a great development for Maxine. And I think she'll be great. This time next year, I think we'll be looking at like, is she going to be the one to win the Rumble? That's how I feel about Maxine Dupree right now.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we'll see.
And it's like, listen, there is no better, like having Natty teaching you and training at the dungeon with her and Tyson Kidd. Like there's arguably no better people than you want to learn how to wrestle with. And the fact that they're leaning into this and, you get these vignettes and hopefully they keep on coming, and Natty just leaning in and making Maxine better and getting her better to where she has a couple good retains, and then Natty eventually knocking her fucking head off and getting that
and flipping her off too.
Yeah. Of Natty going
Man,
after the title and being like, I know everything about you. I made you. You would not be who you are without me. I'm going to eat you alive.
I taught you everything you know, but I teach you everything I know.
Exactly.
And maybe, just maybe, she comes out to Killing in the Name.
I mean, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Who knows? Now with WWE's money, maybe, but who knows? I think I'm very, and I think there was even a report today that said that Natty is going to be like a focal point of the women's division for like when she like comes back, like she's going to be like, and it's like, yeah, she should be the gatekeeper.
Well
100%
overdue.
should be the gatekeeper of the whole thing. And it's just, it's who she is. Yeah, but so I thought Raw was actually a good bounce back from Survivor Series. I thought Raw had good stuff on it.
Was it
Call
epic?
it epic.
Yes,
No,
Brandon.
I was gonna
Here's-
say.
here,
You
sorry,
guys were-
Brandon.
yeah,
You all the same. You guys
Yeah.
look so handsome.
I don't know if I would
Oh,
call it
thank you,
epic.
Pluggo.
I don't know. I don't know if
I
I
did
would
my
call
best
it
to
epic.
get my beard like your guys.
Listen, before we can segue this into the AEW talk, because everybody used to make fun of Tony Khan for doing things like that. Where he said tonight's going to be epic, it's going to be game changing. Triple H is a promoter, man. Do you want him to come out and be like, tonight's Raw is going to be mid, fam? Like, he's not going to do that. He's going to say it's going to be epic.
medium, guys.
Right, like, hey guys, like tonight's Raw is probably not going to be the best. Like, he's not going to do that. Tony Khan's not going to do that. They're promoters. Was there a lot of greatness? I would stay away from saying things like landscape changing, like he did a few weeks ago, because I don't think he changed much of a landscape. But like, if tonight's going to be epic, like yeah, like of course, like. You're promoting, so I don't get upset about that. I don't get upset when Tony Khan does it either, because I go, you know what are they supposed to say?
With Tony Khan getting made fun of for it, it was more because I got an amazing announcement, and then it's like AEW is coming back to New York City. It's like it's not that great, man.
Speaking of it, yesterday he came out after the main event. He came out quite a few times, but he came out like after the main event, and he was like hyping us up and wanting us to appeal. He's, I want to be back after this match. We're gonna, we chant PLE, or pay-per-view. Then he's like, I got a friend that wants to say goodbye. He came out a lot, was hyping us up last night, man. And he was like, Indiana, you guys want a pay-per-view? And we're like, of course. He goes, well, he brought out his secretary of events and treasurer, and it's Orange Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy's like, yeah, sure, we can do that. We're not sure how or when, but we're gonna do it. It's like, all right, Tony Khan, you're
He gave you one of these.
Yeah, he gave us one of these. Yeah, Tony Khan, man, he gets all fired up, man. I loved it.
Yeah, and then all right, so that can segue us to a little AEW talk before we wrap it up here.
Yeah, did you guys see me on TV? Did you see me on TV?
I did.
I unfortunately
actually
do not have the availability to watch AEW week to week. I saw your pictures that you were there. It looked like a great time.
I was just wondering how I was right next to Claudio. Yeah, he came out. I didn't know they were going to do that. I was like, oh. Hey, Claudio. Oh, hey there.
Yeah. Oh, I hate her.
I'll recuse myself a little bit, because I think watching things live, I have a different opinion of what they were on TV. How did Dynamite play overall on TV last night?
For me, I thought it was really good. I thought the wrestling on that show ruled.
Yeah, it was a good show. That's why I was wondering how it played on television, because I thought all the matches were great. I thought the segments were good. I was a little worried being there live how the Eddie Samoa Joe thing played. I didn't get a chance to watch it back today like I wanted to. I kind of did some other things, but it just, in the building, you could tell everybody was really pro Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
So I was hoping it came across on the screen that way. Like, we were all
It did. And I liked how they did it right. Like, AEW, they don't start the shows with promos usually. They start with matches. They're kind of the opposite. WWE feels like it always starts with the promo, whereas AEW is more wrestling match start heavy. But when you saw the rest of the show and the way the show was built, I thought they were like, all right, cool, we're going to do the promo first. And it was actually pretty short and sweet for the most part. Like Samoa Joe kind of, explaining why Hook did what he did, and, kind of being like, well, he had a great legacy in his family to learn from. He learned from the best champion in the business as his mentor. He goes, but I wanted him to see the other side of things, the side of things where, people fall short and what that feels like. So that's why I told him to go hang out with you, and like, so like I thought that worked. And then I really loved what Eddie Kingston did. He was not, he was not like funny. He was just short and sweet. And he just said, look it, man. He goes, I looked up to you. You're an indie god. You're one of the greatest champions in the history of Ring of Honor. He goes, in my opinion, you have the greatest title reign in the history of Ring of Honor. He goes, but if that guy that I looked up to doesn't show up next week at Winter is Coming, I'm going to ruin you, dude. I'm going to eat you alive, and I'm going to win that title. And then he just left, and he wasn't messing around. I liked it.
He goes, I got to get out of here so I can go back to bed.
Yeah, that's what he said. He did say that in the promo. I got to get out of here.
I'm going to get back to the hotel and go back to bed.
I like the promo, and Donnie is probably the most critical person of Eddie Kingston in ring of anybody I know. and he's not necessarily wrong. Eddie matches can be very good, but they can also be very meh, because Eddie likes to think of himself as a Misawa, a Kobashi, and he's not that. And like, so if they do this as like a straight brawl, this match is gonna bang. But if it's like super technical, I don't know how well it's gonna go.
I think this match is going to end up being a brawl, and I don't think we're going to get a very decisive finish either. I think there's too many moving parts on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be
short,
more
sweet to it. I don't think Samoa Joe's losing.
No,
week.
no, and I don't think this match is going to be a horrifically long match either. I think it's going to be like a sprint brawl kind of, just fight style match. That's the vibe. Yeah,
all it needs to be.
Clutch.
Yeah. But I think it'll be good. A lot of people love Eddie. He's going to have this, and Joe's just a tremendous heel. And he's just, I think it'll be good for a TV like special Dynamite main event. It's a big main event. It's a big main event. It should go really well. And then right after that, you went right into the CC stuff, which I love.
Yeah.
I think this Continental Classic is the most loaded one ever. And, you go right into Okada versus Pac. Okay. Great. For free? All right. Great. Thank you for that. You were there. I mean, I'll be like, they had a great match, great opener. Okada gets on the board after losing. Called it Pluggo after losing to Kyle Fletcher last week.
Wasn't like a giant limb you went out on that one.
Well, I mean, when I said it, you were like, "Whoa," you made a face. And I was like, what?
Saying Kyle Fletcher is going to beat Okada is, even as great as Kyle Fletcher is and is going to be, at this point, it is still pretty tough to say he's going to beat him, because Okada, when it comes to tournaments, is the greatest tournament wrestler in professional wrestling.
And they set up the table pretty good last night with that too. Like Kyle Fletcher kind of taking over the conversations, and kind of de facto being the front man leader, speaking a lot. And Okada kind of giving him shade. Takeshita kind of gave him a little look too. Like, they did a really good job last night of setting that up. And the match it was really good. Pac and Okada, I could watch that all the time. Like, it was great. I thought for sure they would lean a little bit heavier on the Pac, but it is Okada, so it doesn't hurt him. And it is a tournament where you have opportunities to gain points. So a loss to Okada is going to hurt Pac, but he just beat Darby. So I was like, we just beat Darby clean. Or not, he cheated, I should say. Let's keep it pushing, but they didn't do that. Can somebody that watched last night explain to me what the hell Darby Allin was doing in the hospital? Because all we saw was him going like this on screen. He
was just selling. He was so they said that he wasn't medically cleared to fight, and they were keeping an eye on him for his upcoming CC matches of whether he'd be able to compete or not.
They literally just cut to in the arena him in a hospital bed, and he's just going like this. And then, like, there's no discussion, and I don't remember last week them saying he was injured.
So, well, I think the loss to Fletcher is going to be Okada's only loss in this. I think he's going to run the table now, and I expect him to be in the finals with Takeshita. I think they've been kind of lining that up for a while now. Then we got, which I think was the match of the night for me, was one Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight. I mean, holy shit. This match. And let me tell you, the match that he had last week with I love Jet Speed. I love both those guys. And I think Speedball is going to have a ball out during this. I think everybody's going to ball out during this. Kevin Knight is going to be a star at the end of this tournament. Like that, even in the loss last night to Fletcher, the match he had with Darby to me was like a star, and he's had a few of them, but that was like a star-making thing to me last week. And then he follows it up with an even better match in defeat, but an even better match with Fletcher. And we still are going to see him versus Okada. We're going to see him versus Speedball, which is awesome. We're going to see him versus Pac. Like, this is going to be a coming out party for Kevin Knight. This match was another showcase of this company is in very good hands over the next 5 to 10 years with these two dudes, as I think these guys are going to be fighting each other for world titles in the not so distant future. This match was incredible to me. Fletcher winning and being the only guy with 6 points makes sense to me on that side of things. But this match was awesome. Awesome. I loved it.
I sat there yesterday with Tanner of the Kick It Out Pod, and I said, I don't know if you're AEW, why you wouldn't throw money at both of those guys and say, what will it take to keep you here? I don't even want you entertaining going anywhere else for right now, because it's like you can see the match they had yesterday. We already know Kyle Fletcher's kind of that guy, right? Like we're seeing his rise, but Kevin Knight has so far in AEW matched beat for beat with anybody he's wrestled with. He's incredibly talented. You could see the charisma. You could see it just like, hey man, like what do I have to do to keep you here for the next 5 years without even hinting at you possibly going anywhere else? Because we want to build around you. It was a great match. It looked awesome in person. It was fantastic, dude. I had such a good time with that match.
Ruled.
And the only thing I hated is I didn't get to hear Don Callis on commentary.
Because why would you hate that? You should consider that a blessing.
Listen,
I would agree with JPJ.
Listen,
I mean, Don Callis on commentary. A1.
He's not as he does a really good job of putting over.
That I agree.
He's very good at putting. And here's the thing, and
even the opponents, like he puts the opponents.
Because I was gonna. What is Don Callis? What does he do? He recruits. He's a recruiter. He has 19 people in his family. He's always looking. So he never really bashes anybody that a Don Callis family member faces unless they've already wronged him. So he's not going to shit Kevin Knight, because at some point he might be like, hey, Kevin, you want to join the family? You're really impressive. So he does a great job of putting his guys over and the guys that they're facing. Like I said it last week. I hate to say it. Like I've kind of come around as a Don Callis enjoyer on commentary. So slowly he's inching his way into my life.
That's fair.
As he does.
Yeah.
He always gets his tendrils and everything.
Yeah. And then obviously we had the holiday. How did the holiday street fight play out for you? Or death match? I'm sorry, it wasn't really death matchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was one. I think we all had a really good time. There was a really fun group of people in front of us that were just. She was just like, "Get him, Tony!" And I kept going, "Don't disrespect Megan like that." She kept yelling at me, so that was fun. We had a good time there, but I wanted a little bit more out of it. I think we kind of all expected, especially coming off the heels of Blood and Guts, where we like, and then their background, and Mina was wanting a Taipei deathmatch anyway. I think we wanted a little bit more. They leaned super heavy on the holiday stuff, of course. Yeah. Luther being Santa Claus. I thought it was fine. I had a good time with it. I think it might have been the smart play to not go balls to the wall, because you have a finals match potentially next week. So, is it next week? Yeah, they're doing it at Winter's Coming.
Yeah. And obviously you were there, but I thought Bryan Danielson did a really, really good job on commentary of saying like, hey, I understand why they picked this stipulation, but I honestly think that this match does nobody any favors. Yeah. Because next week you have the finals, and even if you win, you're gonna be beat up. I thought it was a fun match. I would have rather have just seen them wrestle a regular tag match.
Sure.
We just had Blood and Guts a few weeks ago. Like I felt like I get it, right. And it was fun. And like Luther was able to come back, and like they did that spot with the shoe, and it was a good callback, and it was fine. I just would have preferred a regular tag match if it would just in general. But we have the Babes of Wrath versus the Timeless Love Bombs now in this championship to crown the first ever AEW Women's Champions next week.
Make it official. Round the horn. Who's winning?
Round the horn. Who's winning it? We'll start with Brandon. Who are you picking?
I got to go with Babes of Wrath on this one. Honestly, I feel like both Harvey and Willow have been well overdue for some gold to really like. And I know Harley was, I believe, or sorry, not Harley. I believe Willow was TBS champion, or am I mistaken on that?
Yep.
So, but I feel like just with the consistent work that she's been doing, I feel like again, with Harley being great, like I feel like they're more than deserving of winning that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Pierce,
Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale are the greatest people on earth, and they deserve the win.
All right. I don't disagree with you guys there. I love Harley Cameron. She's one of my favorites. No, and Willow's fantastic too. I'm gonna take Tony Storm and Mina just because they're also incredibly over right now, and it's working. Like I think that the shocking moment would be the Babes of Wrath winning, but I just don't know if they're gonna quite get there.
That's fair.
I'll take the Timeless Love Bombs.
All right, I'm gonna go with our pals here, and I'm rooting for the Babes of Wrath. I'm rooting for the Babes of Wrath.
Are we even a team anymore, JPJ?
Yes, no, we are.
Donnie leaves the Ope three-way. Why don't you just slot right in there?
But hey.
Wow. Listen here.
Let's relax. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down.
Not gone. He's just on hiatus.
Yes. And quickly
You
before
will return to us one day.
Radical. That's what we'll call it.
I also thought the main event was great with Mox and Claudio. I was looking forward to this all week. I thought the right decision having Claudio go over and kind of beating him clean and just adds more intrigue. And you obviously, if you haven't watched it back yet, Danielson on commentary here, he said, when I was in the BCC, I couldn't beat Jon Moxley, so I always looked at him as the leader because I couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, Claudio just beat him.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see
There's your
dynamic moving forward. And I was like, that's it, because they've been telling the story. Moxley's been weak. He's been tapping out. He's doing all this. Pac beat Darby relatively easy at the pay-per-view. Moxley can't beat Darby. Now they have Claudio beat Moxley. And if you saw the aftermatch of that match, the Death Riders come out, and Marina Shafir is kind of looking at Moxley like he's like a sad puppy. And Wheeler Yuta's like patting him on the shoulder, like, hey, you at least you tried, bud. Like that type of shit. Yeah. And I'm just like, here, this is.
Did they show?
They're gonna beat the. This is gonna be a mutiny on Moxley soon, and they're gonna
put old Yeller out of.
Yeah, they're old Yeller in his ass like that.
Yeah, did they show any shots of the Death Riders watching the match at all? Because I know, like, when Claudio did his entrance, like Pac and Daniel and Wheeler all kind of hung out up top at the top of the stairs for at least a couple of minutes after Claudio went down. So I don't know if they, because that
I don't remember it.
Because they couldn't be ringside. So I'm just saying, like, if I'm a Death Rider, that would have been a fun also thing to add to the, like, that match of, like, what does Pac and Wheeler and Daniel Garcia think right now? Because in a lot of ways it was Mox, then Claudio, and then, you know what I mean? There was definitely a hierarchy here. So I would love to see their reactions to that match. But in person, that match was good. It was brutal. It was a lot of fun. Watching Mox leave right in front of us and just being like, what the fuck? You know, he was visibly like, I don't know how long they kept him on the screen, but like his whole walkout, looks like he was frustrated. He just kept saying, fuck. Like, you know, you could tell he's reeling. So there's some inner turmoil with Mox too. Claudio now has that win over him. Like, it's going to get interesting for the old Death Riders, man. There's some good stuff going on in there.
I personally, and I understand why he beat Mascara Dorada, because that would have just been two. But I was like, Moxley should lose every single one of these matches. Like, he should just go on. He should lose them all. He's not going to beat Takeshita.
No.
Like, I look at it and I'm like, all right, he's not going to beat Takeshita. Like, he should lose the majority of these matches. He should. And then they should look at him and go, all right, buddy. That's it. Like, we're cutting you off and take them out. That's where I think they go, right?
I think it's wild how much intrigue the Death Riders in general have gotten since Jon Moxley lost the World Championship. They've just become so much more intriguing. I mean, you have the addition of, like, you know, Danny Garcia. You have, like, you know, Marina Shafir just fucking killing it. And now you had what's his name too? Gabe Kidd running around as the mercenary before Pac came back. And there's a lot of really cool shit that's been happening with the Death Riders. And I mean, is Mox going to go out the way inevitably? Yes. But I'd be very curious to see how, like, they continue to evolve, or if they kind of split off in sub-faction or what. They changed their name. Because, like, right, Death Rider that's Moxley's New Japan theme music you hear on the speakers as the name of the track. So if Moxley's gone, then the spirit of that is gone. Then, like, how does that look? Like, I know Claudio was with some group when he was on the Indies. Bruderschaft Crew Scissor? Not Kings of Wrestling. It was like a stable. It was like Bruderschaft Crew Scissor or some shit like that. I don't know if anyone in the chat happens to know it either, but like
sounds like ring comp with extra steps.
Basically, yeah, it's a lot more syllables. It's very German. Well, it's very Swiss. We'll say that. The Swiss and German, and, you know, interchangeable language, but like No, it'll be interesting to see how the group morphs.
They did just introduce a new T-shirt yesterday, right? The Ride or Die T-shirt. They were promoting that pretty heavy throughout the
It's not
commercial.
that fucking white T-shirt that has.
No, it just says Ride or Die. It says Ride or Die across the front of it. So maybe there's something there. Moxley. The reason that they're super intriguing now is because you can only do the hold the title hostage thing for so long before we're just like, oh, they're gonna do the Death Rider thing where they come out and DQ Smozzy finish, and like now there's like, okay, this group that we built up for years, the last year or so, as like this unstoppable force that now all of a sudden there's cracks in the foundation. The underlings, if you will, like Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, they're raising their stock. So now it's like the distance between Mox and the bottom has shrunk, and they're winning, and he's losing, and Marina's in the mix, and she's winning matches now too. As she's, she had a great match last night. I know she came short of the finals. It's all coming to a head. It's a pretty fun story, like if you really kind of dissect it layer to layer. So I'm glad that they were able to rally it through. Hopefully, if it comes to an end, Jon Moxley finally gets that vacation that he was supposed to get when CM Punk left.
Yeah, they're almost 4 years overdue on that one.
You got to let that PTO build. You just got to let it stack up.
You remember Punk? He's like, he was about to go on vacation, and then everything went with Punk, and he cut that promo. He's like, I'm the guy. I'm here.
And
and
all out happened.
Guess I'm going to be world champion again.
I guess I'm here for a while. Guys.
Yeah. But yes, I agree. And on that note, we ran, got a little BTD after dark, a little extra
three-way.
Little extra three-way. But we want to thank you boys for joining us. Tonight was a lot of fun. Appreciate you hopping on. And now, we'll let you start, whoever wants to start, but let the people know where they can follow you, where they can hear your show, see your show, plug all your things, whoever wants to take it away. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
Now, I'm usually the one who does it anyway. So if you guys have not seen us, or maybe you've seen our show when JPJ was on, when Pluggo was on, or when both were on, we are the Ope-Eh three-way. The third person is Donnie. He, like I said, is on sabbatical right now. If you want to see the new shows, it's at Ope_A3_way on all social media. And new shows right now are just on YouTube. Donnie will put them up on Spotify when he's got time. He's a little busy with just life in general right now. But check them out. We got a lot of fun shows coming up next week. We got a new guest coming on, GSM Wrestle Rants. Graham Matthews will be joining us.
Friend of the show. Yeah, he's been on here. We love Grant. From my area.
You guys will most likely be on pretty soon, I would assume. You guys are always welcome on. So
Yep. Yeah, we're in talks with Wells Mania. We got the Blizzard Brawl coming up. We're gonna have some content. We're going to be talking to probably some of the wrestlers from over there. There's this one guy. His name is Iron Mike Kirchhoff. He is a morning news anchor, but he moonlights as a pro wrestler. And so it's cool seeing stuff like that. Like, I think that's kind of like the heart of it, right? Like when we go do our interviews and we talk to people in general, like, because we love pro wrestling, right? And there's so many different ways that people like experience it, from like, way at the top, even down to like your local, like Brew City Wrestling, like in our neck of the woods, or Great Lakes Championship. Like, it's all great fun. It's all love of the game type shit. And so, I mean, it is going to be really cool to just talk with a guy who has that kind of life. Like, how do you do that? How do you be a news anchor and a pro wrestler at the same time? Like, it's interesting stuff. So very excited for it.
Heck yeah. Pluggo, I'll let you do the dang thing, but thank you guys again. This was a fun time. So
I know we've been trying to get you guys on for a while now, and we finally figured out a time that worked for all of us. So we're psyched that you guys made it out.
Whenever you guys want us, we'll do what we can to make the time. So
heck yeah. Pluggo.
We're gonna do that again. It'll happen. Happen. Don't you worry.
Maybe we get Donnie on as well.
Oh, all right.
He said sabbatical. I don't know.
Can the Beards bring him out of retirement for one show?
We're not gonna fire him on his wedding day. No.
Yeah, no.
Let him get married next year.
We should. Oh boy,
do the damn thing, brother.
I am going to start I'm going to start at a different spot today. Follow our socials at B2Beards on all socials because it is a crazy month. The month of December this year is not exactly ideal for what we do, so we're going to have to move a couple things around. Like our end of the year holiday party, which you boys will be invited to, will probably be coming up soon. Our year-end awards that we do the last Thursday of December will probably be January 1st. If this gentleman doesn't have plans, we'll have to figure it out. So you'll want to stay tuned to there once we figure out the calendar this month. It's kind of hectic. At B2Beards on all socials. But I am Pluggo. You can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You search Pluggo, my face pops up. This Saturday at 4 p.m., I'm going to be with Blair Pacheco for the 4 Exposure podcast. We're going to be talking independent wrestling. GCW has a show this weekend. We're going to talk about that, some other stuff, maybe some Blizzard Brawl as well. Then Saturday night, I'm not going to do the NXT Deadline post show. I'm going to do a watch along with LJ because Big Bad Boris has Spencer Love coming on Saturday Night Love at 10 o'clock. And I'm not going to preempt the boss because I don't want to get fired. And then I don't know, I might have a couple other things coming up. Stay tuned to my socials to see what's going on there. I haven't quite, because the hand thing kind of threw off my last couple of days. So I'm trying to decide if I want to keep pushing or maybe I should just relax a little bit. I haven't decided yet. My hand hurts, guys. It hurts. Don't stab yourself.
It looks like it does. It looks.
Don't stab yourself.
No,
They didn't give you any painkillers or anything.
No.
Like not even like
The only issue, it's
Toughen it out.
It's because it's in that weird
awkward spot.
Yeah,
like that's a terrible spot.
So anytime I move a certain way, it just stings a little bit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, stay tuned to all the socials, guys.
Yeah. You can follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming, all social media platforms. The new schedule is out for the week. Obviously, like Pluggo said, every Thursday here, flagship here at Love Wrestling. You can catch me doing some work over on bodyslam.net. Post after AEW, I'm doing Dynamite Up with our pal Jose on the air. On Mondays, we do Raw Dogs after Raw. And then you can catch me doing stuff on the Hive Media. I do a show called The Swarm. I do the Raw Watch Party over there during Monday Night Raw, plus most PLEs and such. I am on some form of doing stuff over there, but you can go check me out and all that stuff there. Once again, appreciate you boys joining us tonight. You are welcome back anytime. We will make this happen
We love you, boys.
quite often. Appreciate you. Everyone else, appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you for the comments and the likes and all that stuff. You all know the drill. Say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Peace out.
I do.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans.